Chapter 2096 Emotions. It's over. The Black Dragon clan is going to be destroyed. Many of the experts within the Black Dragon clan were in despair. They had given up all hope. The Black Dragon Emperor was enraged upon seeing her people fear for the worst. What are you afraid of? Even if we are going to die, don't make their lives easy. Attack. The aura of Black Dragon Emperor boiled as she battled Ba Su once again. Even though the experts from the Black Dragon clan looked gloomy, they fought on madly. The Black Dragon clan was a clan with the bloodline of the ancient water dragon. They were bloodthirsty and crazy by nature. Their bloodthirst and craziness were further stimulated as they were in this desperate situation. Kill, kill, kill. The experts from the Black Dragon clan got desperate and fought with the mentality that they were going to die. With this, the Sky-Swallowing clan and the Acheron Palace suffered great losses. Humph! What a waste of time. I want to see how long you can last. Ba Su said coldly. As for you, Dai, he said to the Black Water Dragon Emperor. A terrifying killing intent radiated from Ba Su as he finally decided to fight with his full strength. Ha, bring it on. A glint of ferocity flashed across the eyes of the Black Dragon Emperor as she continued her onslaught with Ba Su. Even though she was trying her best, the difference in power level was obvious. A great emperor who relied on the bloodline power to barely reach Stage 2 was no match for a top-tier Stage 2 great emperor. A golden claw smashed onto the holy body of the Black Dragon Emperor. Puff! The Black Dragon Emperor spat out a mouthful of blood. She retreated a great distance as her aura diminished. After she had steadied herself, she continued the fight without hesitation. Humph! I do not want to waste any more time. Ba Su said as his body transformed. He transformed from a human into a giant golden bat. That was his original form. The golden bat had golden irises, which stared at the Black Dragon Emperor intently. Screech! A shrill scream pierced through the battlefield and reverberated through the air. An extremely powerful soul attack was hidden within this screech. This move was used by Ba Su during the battle with Jian Wushuang during his coronation ceremony. The Black Dragon Emperor was already seriously injured. There was a brief moment she lost her conscience when the soul attack hit her. Ba Su attacked at the moment the Black Dragon Emperor lost her conscience. Golden Lightning Elemental Barrier. Boom! Waves of golden light the size of a water bucket flew towards the Black Dragon Emperor. Each wave of golden light was surrounded with golden lighting, which seemed to be able to destroy everything. Each wave of golden lighting was perfectly fused with the golden light as the combination appeared in front of the Black Dragon Emperor. The Black Dragon Emperor had just regained conscience when she saw the waves of light appear in front of her. She had no time to react and block the attack. The energy contained in this golden bolt of light made her fearful as she sensed crisis. Without a doubt, she would either die or be gravely injured if she was hit by this attack. Is this the end? The Black Dragon Emperor roared. Her unwillingness to die made her turn mad. At that moment, an overbearing wave of soul power rose. At that moment, the Black Dragon Emperor decided to use her final trump card. Soul Ignition. She decided to use this final crazy move so as to try and strive for the biggest possibility for her clan to survive. Ba Su iris contracted as she saw the eyes of the Black Dragon Emperor turned blood red. He knew what she was about to do and moved backwards slightly. Right when she was about to completely activate Soul Ignition, she heard a voice. Black Dragon Emperor. A voice cried out suddenly and rang in her ears. She shook visibly as she stopped what she was about to do. She turned around and saw a figure at the end of the horizon. The size of the figure was small compared to the larger people in her clan. It was considered a small dot. However, this figure had appeared when she needed it the most. Instantly, she was filled with hope. The madness she had had disappeared. Whoosh! Even though the figure was quite a distance away from her, he took only 2 steps to close this distance and appeared in front of the Black Dragon Emperor. At this point of time, the waves of golden light were right before the Black Dragon Emperor, and it was too late for the figure to do anything to stop it. However, the figure did not even try to stop it. He simply stood there in front of the Black Dragon Emperor and allowed the waves of golden light crash into his strong holy body. Boom! A thunderous boom break through the air as the horrifying aura erupted in all directions. The entire space turned into a world-ending storm. In the middle of the storm, the figure stood and allowed the storm of diving power to gush past him. Behind him was the Black Dragon Emperor, who was not harmed by the waves of golden light. The strongest move that Basu had in his arsenal, these dreadful waves of golden light, had been stopped by the power of his holy body. His holy body was completely unharmed by the impact. The Black Dragon Emperor looked at the figure who had saved her during the time of crisis in disbelief. She had already recognized the figure. It was the new ancient god emperor. It was him that had appeared in front of her and saved her from that deadly attack. He saved me? The Black Dragon Emperor muttered to herself. The surprise in her eyes slowly turned into something else uncharacteristic of her. The Black Dragon Emperor was the leader of her clan for many years. She had always been looked up to as the strongest person in the Black Water Dragon clan, and every single member of the clan respected her greatly. She forgot how this felt. She had thought she would never feel emotions like this anymore. However, now, please go to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 2097 Reinforcements. The Black Dragon Emperor looked at Jian Wushuang in a different manner. Basu's face turned after Jian Wushuang appeared. Ancient God Emperor, how is this possible? Why is he here? The cold man in dark robes from the Acheron Palace transmitted a message to Basu when he was shocked. Leader Basu, people of the Acheron Palace, just told me that the formation they placed outside was destroyed. Many people managed to break through and are heading this way, right now. What? Basu's face darkened. Many figures of powerful people appeared in his vision. Among them were King Qinxing and other 8 and 9-star ancient gods. These ancient gods rushed into the battlefield and helped out the various members of the Black Water Dragon clan. It's the Ancient God clan. The Ancient God clan is here. Haha. Yes. The Black Water Dragon clan has hope. The Ancient God clan arrived on time. The members of the Black Water Dragon clan were excited. They immediately allied with the Ancient God clan. How did this happen? The experts from the Sky Swallowing clan and the Acheron Palace were stunned. People like Basu had a gloomy face. Their original plan had been to purposefully create chaos among the special tribes. During the chaos, when all the clans cared about themselves, they would go and destroy the Black Water Dragon clan decisively. Even though they would suffer losses during the battle, the Sky Swallowing clan could devour the blood essence of the experts from the Black Water Dragon clan and get stronger. Their overall power would instead increase due to this. As long as they did this well, no one would know that the Sky Swallowing clan had participated in this if they did not leave any marks behind. People would think that the destruction of the Black Water Dragon clan was due to the Acheron Palace. The Sky Swallowing clan could continue to stay undercover and find a good time to destroy the God Eater clan. Once these 2 top-tier clans were gone, the Special Tribes Alliance would receive a devastating blow. They could then focus on dealing with the ancient god clan. With luck, the sky-swallowing clan would become the true kings amongst the special tribes. Without the other 3 top-tier clans, the remaining clans would not be able to do anything, as they wouldn't even have any great emperors. They couldn't ally with Sanctuary Alliance. This was the plan. The plan was executed hastily. Even though the risks were greater, there were no holes within the plan. He thought that the extinction of the Black Water Dragon clan was inevitable. However, the results. The Ancient God clan. Why is the Ancient God clan here? And the Ancient God Emperor personally leading the charge. Ba Su roared. Jian Wushuang looked at Ba Su and scoffed. Leader Ba Su, are you surprised to see me? You are probably thinking that I should be within the Ancient God clan, or heading to the other clans to aid in their battles, right? However, you underestimated me. I received information from the Sanctuary Alliance that the sky-swallowing clans has secret interactions with the Acheron Palace. Furthermore, your actions during the coronation ceremony helped me confirm that the sky-swallowing clan has allied with the Acheron Palace. This time, the various clans in the Special Tribes Alliance went into chaos at the same time. Even the God Eater clan had to deal with some problems. On the other hand, the Sky-Swallowing clan and the Black Water Dragon clan remained calm. At that point in time, I was sure that you would attack the Black Water Dragon clan. After all, having chaos within the clans or having a few experts die from every clan would have negligible effects on the Special Tribes Alliance. Wouldn't the repercussions be much greater if an entire top-tier clan was destroyed? Am I right? Jian Wushuang looked at Ba Su with great interest and smiled hearing this. Ba Su was dumbfounded. He had never guessed that Jian Wushuang could deduce that the Sky-Swallowing clan would attack the Black Water Dragon clan, just because the Black Water Dragon clan was peaceful. He also did not expect that the Ancient God Emperor could come on time. This brilliance, I admit that I indeed underestimated you. I never thought with your incredible talent and power that you were so brilliant. It was no wonder you managed to become the only new Ancient God Emperor after all this time. Ba Su said. However, so what if you are here? More than half of the experts from the Ancient God clan had to stay within the clan to prevent a backstab. Many others went, under the guidance of King Zhansong, to assist other clans. Even with these experts you brought, the fighting power will be anywhere near to what we have. It is still uncertain who will emerge victorious. Let's try. Jian Wushuang smiled coldly as he unsheathed his Blood Mountain sword and attacked Ba Su. At the same time, whoosh, 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 whoosh. 6 beams of golden light flashed all around him. It was the 6 Hong Jun golden swords he had. Ba Su looked at the swords gravely. He could deal with the Black Dragon Emperor easily even if she used all her might. It was different if his opponent was Jian Wushuang. He could still remember the battle during the coronation ceremony clearly. Boom, boom. Ba Su fought Jian Wushuang with all his fight. As expected, he was completely suppressed under the pressure of the 6 Hong Jun golden swords. On the entire battlefield, the Black Water Dragon clan was at a severe disadvantage. It was not simply the difference at the level of the Almighty. There were 2 great emperors who were freely wreaking havoc on the battlefield. When the experts from the Ancient God clan arrived and joined the battlefield, the tides turned. At the level of an Almighty, there were 8 8-star ancient gods. Among them were King Guyu and 3 other top-tier 8-star ancient gods. The remaining were 7-star ancient gods. Once this fighting power entered the battlefield, the fighting power equaled the level of the Almighty. The Sky-Swallowing clan had 5 great emperors. On the other hand, There were only 4 great emperors on the side of the Black Water Dragon clan and the reinforcements from Jian Wushuang. They had 1 less, but the quality of the great emperors was higher. Please go to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 2098-5 War Spirits. The Black Water Dragon clan had Elder Gu, who could deal with 2 of the great emperors from the Sky-Swallowing clan. As for the 2 great emperors from Acheron Palace, they were dealt with by King Chunxing and the Black Dragon Emperor. Both the Black Dragon Emperor and King Chunxing were stage 2 great emperors. If they decided to use their full force, the 2 remaining great emperors from Acheron Palace would be utterly suppressed. Jian Wushang took on Ba Su himself. At the level of great emperors, the Black Water Dragon clan had the absolute advantage. People like King Chunxing and the Black Water Dragon Emperor, who could suppress their opponents, could find chances, and help the other battles by killing Almighties from Acheron Palace or the Sky-Swallowing clan. This allowed for the Black Water Dragon clan to get a bigger advantage. Ba Su panicked as he saw this. Black Robes Man, the Acheron Palace could do incredible things. Think of something. Ba Su transmitted. The old man in black robes was facing King Chunxing. King Chunxing was a stage 2 great emperor. He was a top-tier 9-star ancient god who had mastered the secret skills of the ancient god clan. On the other hand, the man in black robes was just a stage 1 great emperor. He could not do anything against King Chunxing. When the man in black robes received the transmission, he was speechless. Even though the Acheron Palace is capable of many things, we are not omnipotent. We have already sent a great number of experts into the special tribes just to create the conditions to attack the Black Water Dragon clan. What can we do? The man in black robes growled as he was helpless to do anything. Now, he really could not do anything to change the situation. Right then, humph! I knew the garbage from Acheron Palace was not capable of anything. A cold voice reverberated throughout the battlefield. All of the experts on the battlefield looked towards the source of the voice. They saw 30 figures hovering in midair at an area near the battlefield. The 30 of them wore blood-red cloaks and radiated an evil, bloody aura. This is Holocaust sect. Why are the people from the Holocaust sect here? The man in black robes looked at these people and was surprised. We came here on the orders of my master. We wanted to stay hidden and not interfere with the battle. Little did I know that the people of the Acheron Palace were so useless. The man at the front said, "Useless?" The face of the old man in black robes turned pale. Even though he was enraged, he kept it controlled. No matter what, it is good that the people from Holocaust sect are here. Ally with us and kill everyone from the Black Water Dragon clan and the Ancient God clan. The old man in black robes roared. Humph! I don't need garbage like you to tell me what to do. The man in the lead said coldly. A faint crimson, red light was seen within his eyes as he looked at the battlefield. Hum, hum, hum. 3 monstrous aura erupted simultaneously from these men in red cloak. These 3 auras came from great emperors. To make matters worse, the man in the lead was a stage 2 great emperor. Great emperors? Another 3 of them? People like the Black Dragon Emperor and King Chunxing turned pale. Even Jian Wushuang knitted his eyebrows. Ha ha, looks like the tides have turned. Seems like I will be winning this battle. Ba Su laughed loudly. Is that so? I think it's too early to celebrate. Jian Wushuang grinned. Huh. Ba Su knitted his eyebrows. He did not know where Jian Wushuang got his confidence from. In the air, near the battlefield. Go attack. The man in the crimson-red cloak ordered. At that instant, the 2 stage 1 great emperors and the 30 almighties charged towards the battlefield. Everyone from the Black Water Dragon clan and Ancient God clan looked grim. Right then, Jian Wushuang turned his palm as an ancient mirror appeared in his hands. "Go, my 5 war spirits!" Jian Wushuang roared as waves of aura radiated from the mirror. These auras soon turned into 5 large black figures. Each of the figures radiated a sinister vibe. It was as though they came from the depths of hell. Ba Su widened his eyes when he saw the 5 war spirits. These are great emperors. Under the surprise of Ba Su, the 5 war spirits rushed towards the space not too far away. Obviously, the 5 war spirits went to engage the experts from Holocaust sect. Boom, 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 boom. The 5 war spirits dashed around the crowd of experts from Holocaust sect. Within seconds, a battle broke out. There were 30 members of the Holocaust sect, including 3 great emperors. They were facing 5 war spirits, of which each had the fighting power of a great emperor. 5 war spirits, which was the equivalent to 5 great emperors, were all at the level of great emperors. They forcibly stopped the various experts from Holocaust sect. Under the leadership of the man in crimson red cloak, the experts of Holocaust sect engaged the 5 war spirits. However, they would not be able to free themselves within a short amount of time. This scene made the hopeful Ba Su stunned once more. The various experts on the battlefield were stunned too. They had never thought that Jian Wushuang would have such an amazing backup plan. This included people such as King Chun Xing from the Ancient God clan. 5 war spirits with the power of 5 great emperors? Jian Wushuang was already very powerful, yet he still had such an amazing fighting force in his hands. Jian Wushuang smiled when he saw that the experts from the Holocaust sect had been stopped by the war spirits. The 5 war spirits had devoured his divine power while in the mirror and evolved. They now possessed the fighting power of a great emperor. Even though it was only stage 1 great emperor, they could even beat normal stage 2 great emperors if they formed the 5 fire formation. In this scenario, however, separating the 5 war spirits was much more beneficial to the battlefield. Please go to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 2099, Defea. The experts from Holocaust sect were stopped in their tracks by the 5 war spirits. Even the man in the crimson red cloak felt great pressure when he was facing the 5 great emperors. This meant that the reinforcements from the Holocaust sect were not useful to the Sky-Swallowing clan and the Acheron Palace in any way. On the battlefield, the disadvantage that the Sky-Swallowing clan and the Acheron Palace had got bigger and bigger. Not too long after the experts from the Holocaust sect had reached the battlefield, rumble, waves of aura swept the battlefield. Large numbers of densely packed experts appeared at the edge of the battlefield. These were people led by King Zhansong from the Ancient God clan and the leader of the God Eater clan. When Jian Wushuang reached the Black Water Dragon clan, he saw the formation put in place to isolate the time-space. This verified his deduction, and he immediately transmitted a message to King Chun Xing to rush to reinforce the Black Water Dragon clan when he settled the chaos within the God Eater clan. 2 great emperors led large numbers of experts from the Ancient God clan and the God Eater clan as reinforcements, and they arrived. They charged onto the battlefield straight away. The Sky-Swallowing clan and the Acheron Palace were already at a disadvantage. With the arrival of the reinforcements, the battle power of both sides were further pulled apart. "We can't win this. Leader Ba Su, leave immediately." The old man in black robes roared as he brought the remaining forces from Acheron Palace and retreated. "We are also leaving." The man in the crimson red cloak from Holocaust sect yelled. The members of Holocaust sect who had been fighting the 5 war spirits backed off. As for the Sky-Swallowing clan, Ba Su was completely suppressed by Jian Wushuang. However, he had had a clear view of the battlefield since the start of the battle. He knew that they had no chance in winning this battle from the moment King Zhan, Ken, and the experts from the God-Eater clan arrived. Bastard! Ba Su was screaming in his mind, enraged. The Sky-Swallowing clan had been well prepared for this attack on the Black Water Dragon clan. According to the plan, they had an 80% chance of success of destroying the Black Water Dragon clan silently and stealthily. But now, Jian Wushuang, damn this Jian Wushuang! Ba Su stared at Jian Wushuang. During the coronation ceremony, Jian Wushuang had defeated him and messed up his plan. This time, it was due to Jian Wushuang again. He had managed to see through the elaborate plan and brought reinforcement from the Black Water Dragon clan early. Now, Ba Su had to retreat. Bastard, I will kill you sooner or later. Ba Su roared from the bottom of his heart. No matter how unwilling he was to resign himself to his fate, the defeat of his clan was unavoidable. Retreat! Ba Su shouted as he backed off quickly. The experts from the Sky-Swallowing clan started to retreat. Experts from the Ancient God clan, the Black Water Dragon clan, and the God-Eater clan chased them down at full force. Along the way, they tried their best to kill the opponent. Jian Wushuang looked at the people running away and thought, the Sky-Swallowing clan, Acheron Palace, and Holocaust sect had 8 great emperors. No matter what, I have to kill some of them. Jian Wushuang looked at the crowd in front of him. He quickly focused himself in one direction. In that direction, there were 8 experts. Among them were 2 great emperors. One of them came from Acheron Palace, while the other came from the Sky-Swallowing. They were ordinary stage, 1 great emperors. It will be the 2 of them, then, Jian Wushuang said with great killing intent. Rumble, divine power mixed with endless power of space-time, surged like waves across the air. Jian Wushuang stretched out his right hand as he clenched his fist in the direction of the 2 great emperors. Ancient God's secret skills, moon-picking skill. The space-time trembled as the limitless power of space-time flooded the area which the 2 great emperors were at. The entire space was sealed off immediately. The entire heaven and earth and power of space-time gathered there and suppressed the 2 great emperors. At the same time, a large palm made up of pure divine power appeared out of nowhere. It was as though this palm belonged to a mother. As it traveled quietly, it approached the 2 great emperors slowly. It looked like the palm was going to pick up a flower floating on a stream lightly and gently. Fear was clearly written on the faces of the 2 great emperors within the sealed space. They struggled furiously and tried their best to escape the confinement, but nothing they did could break them free. They could only look at the palm as it slowly approached them. Hum, 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 soft humming could be heard in the space before it turned completely quiet. As for the 2 great emperors, they turned pale as the auras on their body weakened, as though they were men at the brink of death. When Jian Wushuang used all his might and skill, even top-tier stage 2 great emperors like Ba Su would be heavily injured. The 2 ordinary stage 1 great emperors were lucky to even survive. Even though they managed to survive, the secret skill, King Chenxing, and the Black Dragon Emperor caught up with them and killed them. There was nothing they could do, not even soul ignition, before they were killed. Upon seeing this, Jian Wushuang smiled coldly. I finally understand why Emperor Bai was able to kill great emperors so easily, Jian Wushuang muttered. Every great emperor had their own unique techniques. Their ability to save their own lives and run away were extremely strong. It would be difficult for 2 great emperors with similar power levels to kill each other. For a stage 2 great emperor, it would still be extremely difficult to kill a stage 1 great emperor, as he would need to be wary of soul ignition. However, If one were a top-tier Stage 2 Great Emperor, killing a Stage 1 Great Emperor would not be so difficult. Jian Wushuang possessed the ability to kill most Stage 1 Great Emperors with the aid of his moon-picking skill. Emperor Bai was much stronger and scarier than Jian Wushuang, hence it would be even easier for him to kill Great Emperors. Ba Su and the remaining 6 Great Emperors ran even faster when they saw the death of the 2 Great Emperors. They were all shocked. Jian Wushuang was not able to do anything to the remaining Great Emperors and could only help kill those 2 Great Emperors. The experts from the 3 different clans stopped chasing after inflicting heavy damage to the Sky-Swallowing Clan, the Acheron Palace, and Holocaust Sect. The battle was finally over. Please go to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 2100 Uprooted. Thank goodness you've arrived. If not for you, I'm afraid my clan would have been annihilated by now. You have our gratitude. If you encounter any issues in the future, we will definitely come to your assistance. The Black Dragon Emperor said, looking at Jian Wushuang with affection. I am the Special Tribes Alliance chief after all. It is my duty to help you. No need for formalities. Jian Wushuang smiled. He noticed how the Black Dragon Emperor was looking at him, but paid no attention to it. HNGH, the audacity of the Sky-Swallowing Clan, to collude with the Acheron Palace, even attempting to wipe out the Black Dragon Clan. The God Eater Clan leader mumbled, "Their ambition does not end there. If my predictions are correct, Ba Su wanted to get rid of the Black Dragon Clan silently, then find an opportunity to get rid of the God Eaters. Finally, he'll find the ancient gods." If his plan had succeeded, with the other top 3 clans removed from the picture, who else would have dared to defy the Sky Swallowers? By then, no clan would dare join the Human Sanctuary Alliance in battle. The 3 Emperors' world would have won by then. The experts from both God Eater Clan and Black Dragon Clan looked at each other. They were chilled by what could have happened, but relieved it had not. Luckily, Jian Wushuang had seen through the Sky-Swallowing Clan's intentions from the beginning, allowing their plan to fall apart. The experts from the ancient God Clan all looked at Jian Wushuang with respect, especially King Chenxing and King Zhansang. They knew the Sky-Swallowing Clan had made no intention to attack the Black Dragons beforehand, but Jian Wushuang had derived that from the inactivity of the Black Dragons and decisively led experts here personally. This level of observation, King Zhansang and King Chenxing were ashamed. King Chenxing had a newfound respect for Jian Wushuang. Even though the Sky-Swallowing Clan has suffered its share of losses this time, their foundation remains. If they are not destroyed, what happened today will happen again, Jian Wushuang said. Ancient Emperor, what you mean is Black Dragon Emperor, and the God Eater Clan leader looked towards Jian Wushuang. I suggest that the 3 clans unite against the Sky-Swallowing Clan, uprooting them in the shortest time possible. Those clans that follow the Sky-Swallowing Clan, like the Blackbone Clan. Since the Sky Swallowers have decided to collude with the Acheron Palace, there is no doubt the rest have as well. If there is a need, we will remove them too, Jian Wushuang said coldly. Hearing this, the 2 leaders nodded. The Sky-Swallowing Clan had to be destroyed, that was for certain. As for the other clans that followed, they would perish too. 70% of my God Eater experts have followed us here to Black Dragon Grounds. We are ready to strike against the Sky Swallowers, the God Eater leader said. Even though my Black Dragon clan has suffered huge losses, many Almighties have fallen. We still have enough fighting power. What's left of us, myself included, are at your disposal. The Black Dragon Emperor followed. For the Black Dragon clan, Jian Wushuang, and the Ancient God clan were now their saviors, especially after today. Be it in gratitude or for revenge, they were all happy to join in the fight against the Sky Swallowing clan. Very good. Jian Wushuang smiled. and look towards King Qinsheng, take more experts from our clan, and spread the news across the domain about today's battle. The Sky-Swallowing clan have officially colluded with the Archilon Palace and almost destroyed the Black Dragon clan today. Now, the Black Dragon clan, God Eater clan, and Ancient clan will join forces and uproot the treasonous Sky Swallowers. During this period of time, any clan that dares stop us will be seen as colluding with the Sky Swallowers. They will all be cut down. Understood. King Qinsheng made his move and started spreading the word. After that, the three clans started to reorganize their remaining forces and made their way towards the Sky Swallowing clan's lair. A quiet void gathered the Sky Swallowers, the Archilon Palace, and Holocaust sect experts. There were only 100-odd people. Before the battle happened, the Sky Swallowers and Archilon Palace together had over 200 experts and an extra 30 from the Holocaust sect. But now, there were just over 100. They had lost more than half of their experts. Even those that survived were in bad shape. Ba Su, the eerie elder from the Archilon Palace, and experts of the Holocaust sect had gathered. Indeed, the three clans led by the ancient emperor have reached our doorstep. Ba Su's face turned green. 9/10 of my clan came to destroy the Black Dragons, but now only 1/10 remains. Even with the protective array, there is no way I can defend against them. We will lose our foundation. Hearing this, the Sky-Swallowing experts trembled profusely. After they had escaped from the Black Dragon clan, Ba Su immediately transmitted a message to the remaining experts within the Sky-Swallowing clan, asking them to escape and hide. But they were such a big clan. This maneuver could not be done in an instant, and Jian Wushuang was so much faster. They were heading towards their lair almost right after they had pushed them back. When Jian Wushuang and the others made their way into the lair, the Sky-Swallowing clan had only managed to move several hundred people. The remaining people did not stand a chance. The three clans were not going to have any mercy upon the clan-hunting, bloodthirsty Sky Swallowers. Add that to the fact that they defected towards the Archilon Palace, betraying the Special Tribes Alliance, and betraying the entire eternal chaotic world. What good was there in keeping this clan around? Please go to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 2101, The Holy Object. As the three clans entered, the massacre commenced. The Sky-Swallowing clan was left with less than 1/10 of their experts, with no great emperor. They could not resist. Before long, the entire Sky-Swallowing clan was wiped clean. Countless Sky Swallowers were slaughtered. The three clans then began their search for the people that had managed to escape. My Sky-Swallowing clan no more. Ba Su stood in the void, his face darkening like an angry lion. Jian Wushuang! Jian Wushuang! Ba Su started screaming in a frenzy, his voice so loud that everyone around could feel the anger and hatred coming from it. No need to grieve, clan leader Ba Su. Even though the Sky Swallowers Foundation was destroyed today, many of your experts survived. If you are willing to join Three Emperors' world, your clan will certainly prosper again. This revenge, you will have it if you're willing to do what it takes, the black-robed elder said. Ba Su immediately looked at him. I'm going to kill Jian Wushuang with my own 2 hands and destroy the ancient god clan. Of course you can. From what I know, an opportunity of a lifetime lies within the Three Emperors' world. If you give me your allegiance, the Demon King will allow you to seek that opportunity. If you work hard enough, you may even learn a bit of the rules of order, becoming a 3rd-stage Great Emperor, like the Demon King. If you make it there, what's killing Jian Wushuang? The elder laughed. 3rd stage. Ba Su's eyes brightened up. During the First Era, there had only been 3 stages among great emperors. Even though there were a lot of great emperors in that era, only a few made it to the 3rd stage. the pinnacle of a great emperor. Ba Su had always wanted to become a third-stage great emperor himself. If I can reach the third stage, so what if I join the three emperors' world? Ba Su said directly. Haha, this is wonderful news. The elder cheered. To one side, that person from the Holocaust sect overheard this conversation. She covered her sneering well. She knew the elder was not lying to Ba Su. Within the three emperors' world lay a land of opportunity to learn a bit of the rules of order, but that opportunity was so slim. After all, the rules of order were not for everyone. During the First Era, there were so many great emperors. Why were there not more than 10 third-stage emperors? The rules of order were too hard. With Ba Su's abilities, the chances of him actually learning the rules of order were close to zero, unless he got lucky. The elder knew this too. He just chose not to disclose it. Ah, right. Ba Su's expression changed. Now that my clan has been wiped out and my lair taken over, they will have discovered my clan's holy object. Holy object. The elder looked towards Ba Su. What holy object? It is a treasure left from the first leader of the clan, from the First Era, Ba Su said. Treasure left from the first sky-swallowing clan leader. The elder was shaken. Is it that treasure? Yes, Ba Su nodded solemnly. Damn it, that treasure is not like any other. Its usage can be amplified when used in battle by a suitable expert. If the treasure lands in the hands of either the Special Tribe Alliance or the Human Sanctuary Alliance, it will pose a threat to us. Ba Su, why did you not mention this beforehand? From his gaze, one could tell that the treasure was special. Relax. Even though now Jian Wushuang has it, no one can really control it. This holy object has been in my hands for so many years have I tried to control it. But it never happened. What more of an outsider? Ba Su replied confidently. Leader Ba Su, this does not mean others are not able to control it. Don't forget Jian Wushuang is gifted beyond our understanding, recognized by basically the entire eternal chaotic world. So what if he's a genius? Ba Su sneered. That treasure is different. In order to use it, one would have to master 9 different skills, then perfectly combine all of them. Only then would the treasure be activated. Those 9 skills are all too complex to understand. When the first leader received that treasure at an ancient battlefield, he took 800,000 years to understand and master all 9 skills. Our clan's first leader was the top few experts of his era, and even he took 800 years. Even if Jian Wushuang is stronger than him, for him to learn all 9 skills would take him at least a couple thousand years. Don't you think? Tens of thousands of years, understanding it without break. You think Jian Wushuang has time for that? By the time he has mastered all 9 skills, the Human Sanctuary Alliance and Special Tribes Alliance will have vanished, the eternal chaotic world long, in the 3 emperors' world's hands. Only after hearing this did the elder heave a sigh of relief. He had heard about the capabilities of the First Era's sky-swallowing clan leader. During that time, the number of people that could go against him was not more than 10. If he needed 800,000 years, Jian Wushuang could not do it in any less. The 3 emperors' world was already gearing up for battle with the eternal chaotic world, and its results would most likely come out within a few millennia. Jian Wushuang could not possibly find the time to master it. Chapter 2102 Soul Swallowing Pearl. See, even if Jian Wushuang did manage to find the holy object, they could do nothing more than stare at it. Ba Su sneered. The black-robed elder nodded. At this moment, within the sky-swallowing clan, Jian Wushuang, the Black Dragon Emperor, and the God-Eater clan leader had gathered. Ancient Emperor, we have wiped out almost their entire clan. As for the minority that managed to escape, our forces are chasing them down now. King Chenxing said, that BASUS got some tenacity. Seeing how we wiped out his clan, he and his experts simply watched. Jian Wushuang mumbled. Jian Wushuang was impressed by Basu's decisiveness and cruelty. If it had been himself, if someone had slaughtered their way into his hometown, Greenfire World, he would have thrown himself into battle even if it meant certain death. HNGH, he can hide for all he wants, but the moment he shows his face, the three clans will annihilate him. Black Dragon Emperor said. The God Eater clan leader had the same thought. Amongst the special tribes, the expert blood-sucking sky-swallowing clan had always been a public enemy, but no one dared to act upon it. But that hatred never diminished. With this opportunity of a lifetime, the Black Dragon clan and God Eater clan left no mercy. At this moment, Ancient Emperor King Zhansong appeared behind Jian Wushuang. What is it? Jian Wushuang asked. Our experts have found a well-hidden dungeon within their lair with a huge seal. The seal is so powerful that even I am unable to break it, King Zhansong said. Oh, Jian Wushuang looked over. Both the Black Dragon Emperor and God Eater clan leader looked over astonished. King Zhansong had recently ascended as a 9-star ancient god, a true great emperor. A seal even he could not break, under a well-hidden dungeon. This piqued their curiosity. Let's go take a look, Jian Wushuang smiled. Led by King Zhansong, they soon appeared in front of the dungeon. Deep within the dungeon was a strong seal, sealing all aura within the dungeon. An average expert could not sense anything with his soul power. Luckily, with the great Emperor King Zhansong, his strong soul power allowed for the discovery of the dungeon. Is this the seal? Let me try. Black Dragon Emperor charged forward and landed a heavy blow on the seal. This seal started to shake frantically across the dungeon, but after a while it stopped. What? The Black Dragon Emperor was astonished. A second stage, great emperor like her, using her full strength, was unable to break it? Interesting. Jian Wushuang laughed. Such a well-hidden dungeon, with such a strong seal. I wonder what's inside. With a smile, Jian Wushuang made his move. He did not even wave his sword. He simply lifted his finger. But within that finger was such strong divine power and bloodline power, much stronger than the Black Dragon Emperor's blow. A direct blow to the seal. The seal had already been significantly weakened from King Zhansong's and the Black Dragon Emperor's attacks. Now, with Jian Wushuang's blow, the seal could not take much more. Walala, divine power, could be felt dissipating as the seal collapsed. Come, let's go in. They followed the smiling Jian Wushuang into the dungeon's interior. As they entered the dungeon, Jian Wushuang immediately felt a strong, unique aura coming from within. This aura looks like this dungeon is hiding something. Jian Wushuang laughed and quickened his pace. Before long, they reached a plot of ground in the center of the dungeon. Over there, they could feel the source of that aura. In the middle, there was a mysterious pearl, its size no bigger than a baby's fist, floating there while its mysterious aura glowed. There were layers of special powers around the black pearl. Jian Wushuang knew what it was. It was soul power. It was pure soul power without impurities. This pearl, Jian Wushuang had his eyes fixed on that black pearl. He could feel the billowing soul power coming from within the pearl. The soul power was too strong. Such enormous soul power. Could this pearl be the legendary holy object? The soul-swallowing pearl, the God Eater clan leader gasped. The soul-swallowing pearl. Jian Wushuang's gaze shifted towards the leader. Clan leader and Quan, you know the history of this pearl? And Quan was the name of the God Eater clan leader. Indeed I do, and Quan nodded. The Sky Swallowers did possess a holy object related to soul power, and it came from the first era, from the hands of their first leader. Its name is the soul-swallowing pearl, but such a long time has passed since we last saw any sky-swallowing clan leaders use it, so I always thought it was simply a legend. Looks like I was wrong. A soul power treasure from the first era, King Qinsheng, you were from the first era. Did you ever hear of it then? Jian Wushuang asked. I've heard of it, but not much, King Qinsheng replied. Jian Wushuang frowned and took out Emperor Bai's transmission token. Emperor Bai was one of the strongest experts from the first era. He definitely knew more than King Qinsheng. Emperor Bai, have you ever heard of the soul-swallowing pearl during the first era? Jian Wushuang asked directly. The soul-swallowing pearl, the prized possession of the sky-swallowing clan, known as the strongest soul power treasure around then, Emperor Bai began his story. Chapter 21:03 The Strongest Soul Treasure. 21:03 The Strongest Soul Treasure. This soul-swallowing pearl is not only good for soul attacks, but for defenses as well. The first sky-swallowing clan leader would not have been able to climb to the top 10 amongst other third-stage great emperors back in the first era if not for this treasure. His soul attack was a great threat to us then. This treasure was indeed known as the strongest soul treasure of the first era, which made many experts red with envy. Emperor Bai said. Jian Wushuang was taken aback when he heard this. The strongest soul treasure of the first era, the first leader of the sky-swallowing clan, had used this treasure alone to make it to the top 10 third-stage great emperors. This pearl was so strong. Why do you ask this, Wushuang? Emperor Bai asked. I brought the other 3 top clans to destroy the sky-swallowing clan and found a mysterious pearl deep within their lair. This, then, should be the soul-swallowing pearl you speak of, Jian Wushuang replied. The pearl, you found it? Emperor Bai was astonished. Jian Wushuang, try it out. See if you can cultivate this treasure. Let me try. It will not be easy, though, Jian Wushuang replied. He knew, if the pearl were so easily controlled, it would not have been left there. Ba Su or some other expert would have long ago cultivated and utilized it. Soon, he broke transmission with Emperor Bai. At Thunderbolt, Emperor Bai and Ancestor Tian Chun were conversing. The Sword Emperor, he found the soul-swallowing pearl. Ancestor Tian Chen's eyes were glimmering. As part of the Sanctuary Alliance's top ranks, Ancestor Tian Chun knew quite a bit about it. That is correct, Emperor Bai nodded. Excellent. The pearl is the strongest soul treasure of the first era. If a great emperor expert fluent with soul attack had possession of it, he could utilize the treasure well, and perhaps with it we can reverse the situation to be in our favor. Ancestor Tian Chun said. The soul attack was known for its bizarreness. It had another power. It ignored quantity. To an expert of soul attacks, no matter the number of enemies, as long as their soul level was not on par, one ruthless soul attack would sweep over and destroy troves of experts. For example, if over 100 Almighties were to team up, even a normal great emperor would try to avoid that fight. But a great emperor fluent in soul attacks, with one sweep half of those Almighties would fall. That was the terrifying feature of the soul attack. But within the eternal chaotic world, experts who knew the soul attack were close to none. There were only a handful of Almighties and not a single great emperor. The abysmal Saint Master and great emperor Colored Glaze could perform soul attacks, but they were only useful in one-on-one combat. With the appearance of this pearl, if an expert from the Sanctuary Alliance fluent in soul attacks possessed it, even if he was not of great emperor level, the treasure would help him take his soul attacks to that level. A great emperor who knew how to perform soul attacks would prove useful on the next battlefield. It is a good treasure, but as far as I know, mastering that pearl is not an easy feat. The first leader of the Sky-Swallowing clan was a genius, but even he took 800,000 years. Our Sanctuary Alliance is about to go into battle with the 3 Emperors' world. Who will have that amount of time to cultivate? Jian Wushuang would know. Emperor Bai sighed. Jian Wushuang is the genius of our eternal chaotic world. If even he cannot cultivate the pearl in time, no one else could. Ancestor Tian Chin nodded subtly. The treasure was good, but if one did not know how to master it, the pearl was no more than a pretty toy. No one from the sky-swallowing clan had utilized the pearl since their first leader had died. They could only place it in the dungeon till Jian Wushuang discovered it. Within the sky-swallowing clan's dungeon, Jian Wushuang looked at it bizarrely, that floating pearl in front of him. Deep within, he knew he desired it. With such a powerful treasure by his side, it would benefit him and the entire eternal chaotic world. Black Dragon Emperor, Leader and Quan, excuse me if you would, I want to try cultivating it, Jian Wushuang said. Both leaders nodded. They knew cultivating the soul-swallowing pearl was no easy feat. At least it was impossible for him. But with Jian Wushuang, there was a slim chance he could. Both leaders left. Jian Wushuang then looked at King Chunxing and King Zhansong. King Chunxing, follow the other leaders and think of a way to find the other sky swallowers, along with Ba Su and those experts from Archilon Palace, Holocaust Sect. King Zhansong, stand guard outside the dungeon. I don't wish for anyone to disturb me while I try cultivating it. Understood, they answered unanimously and left. Only Jian Wushuang had remained within the entire dungeon. He walked towards the pearl and sat with his legs crossed. The pearl was hidden there, but left uncultivated by any expert from the sky-swallowing clan. Obviously, no one from their clan could do it, but could I? Here goes nothing. With a tinge of expectation, Jian Wushuang closed his eyes as a strong soul power went straight for the soul-swallowing pearl. As the soul power had fully encompassed the pearl, a resonance could be immediately felt between them. Jian Wushuang finally understood why it was so hard to cultivate the pearl. Please go to read the latest chapters for free. Chapter 21:049 Skills. 9 skills. Within this soul-swallowing pearl, there are 9 skills I need to master. Only then will I be able to fully activate it, and therefore utilize it, Jian Wushuang said. He started researching the 9 skills. Without a doubt, all 9 skills were exceedingly profound. The first skill alone would take a normal cultivator at least tens of thousands of years to master. These 9 skills got tougher one after another. These 9 skills are profound, but not too hard for me. Jian Wushuang mumbled as he began researching the first skill. A fortnight passed. Within the dungeon, Jian Wushuang, with his legs crossed, suddenly opened his eyes. A strong light emerged from his pupils. The first skill, done. Jian Wushuang was elated. He had not expected it to be so easy, mastering the first skill. 2 weeks was all it took. If it were a normal cultivator, it would have been impossible. But at the same moment, Jian Wushuang felt something amiss about it. How could this have happened? The 9 skills were so profound. Why did it feel so easy when I cultivated it? I felt like a fish in water. Not just the 9 skills of the soul-swallowing pearl, it was the same for the other skills, like the sword Principal Xian Luo. That was equally profound, but I learn it just the same. Jian Wushuang frowned. He felt that his own rate of realization was too fast for comfort. Regardless of secret skills or opportunities, if he had to realize it himself, it would always be way faster than an average cultivator. Perhaps it was due to his own talent, but certainly not this level of outrageousness. What reason could it be? Jian Wushuang mumbled to himself. As he delved into thought, he came up with 2 possible reasons. First possibility was inverse cultivation. The inverse cultivation defied nature in every way. Perhaps as he trained inverse cultivation, his body changed too, achieving certain breakthroughs in realization. This possibility could be easily verified. He simply needed to ask Emperor Bai if he too had understood secret skills with such ease. If that were the case, inverse cultivation would be the reason, and vice versa. The second possibility was a secret skill Jian Wushuang had learned a long time ago. The Universal Tao Scripture. Jian Wushuang looked serious. The Universal Tao Scripture was passed on to him when he had been Xian Yi's disciple. Jian Wushuang always felt that secret skill had something unique to it, but he never understood what it was used for. Xian Yi then had told him he would learn to understand on his own. As time passed, Jian Wushuang realized the Universal Tao Scripture improved his consciousness significantly. His master Xian Yi confirmed it and passed him the second scripture. Both he and the king of venomous worms leeching off of him thought that the second scripture helped him improve soul power. Or at least, that was what he thought. Now, not so much. Although his soul strength has indeed improved tremendously since he had mastered the second scripture, he realized the scripture was more complicated than he had thought. He could tell. Perhaps the reason he had mastered so many secret skills with such ease was due to this scripture. Unfortunately, he couldn't verify this for now. The only way to verify his doubts were to either reach a higher level of understanding and ability or to directly ask his master Xian Yi himself. For now, he could only guess. Regardless of the reason, this is a great advantage for me. Jian Wushuang smiled and continued to research the second skill of the soul-swallowing pearl. Time gradually passed. Outside the dungeon within the old sky-swallowing clan lair, King Zhan Tsang guarded the place, as still as a statue. Xiao, a shadow appeared in front of King Zhan Tsang. It was an elegant woman in black, her beauty unrivaled. It was the Black Dragon Emperor, leader of the Black Dragon clan. King Zhan Tsang, has the ancient emperor exited the dungeon? The Black Dragon Emperor asked. Not yet. I think it will take more time. What do you need? King Zhan Tsang asked. Nothing much. I just want to discuss some issues with him regarding the Special Tribes Alliance. Since he's not out yet, let it be. The Black Dragon Emperor looked into the dungeon and smiled. King Zhan Tsang, when he comes out, make sure you let me know. Understood. King Zhan Tsang nodded. As the Black Dragon Emperor left, King Zhan Tsang could not help but scratch his head. Interesting. The ancient emperor has only been in the dungeon for 3 years, yet she has visited thrice. Every time she says she has business to discuss, but it doesn't seem like the case. Besides being a 9-star ancient god, and one of the leaders of the ancient god clan, King Zhan Tsang was a family man himself. He could feel something was amiss with the Black Dragon Emperor. It did not seem like she treated him simply as alliance chief or her savior. Shaking his head, King Zhan Tsang threw that thought aside and continued his guard. At a remote place within the sky-swallowing sanctuary, the remaining experts of the sky-swallowing clan gathered. Within a cave residence, Ba Su, the eerie elder from the Archilon Palace, and the same crimson-cloaked representative from the Holocaust sect, gathered. According to Archilon Palace intelligence, Jian Wushuang has indeed discovered the holy object and has remained within the dungeon these past 3 years. Obviously, he is trying to cultivate it. The eerie elder said, Chapter 2105, Cultivation. Want to cultivate our holy object. Dream on. Ba Su sneered. That holy object has been in our possession for so many years, yet I have only managed to realize the 4th skill after all this time. Even I myself am so far away from completing all 9 skills. How is Jian Wushuang going to catch up? HNGH, let him cultivate if he wishes. The battle will break out within this millennium anyway. Let him waste his time on that treasure. The eerie elder sneered along. A millennium? Ha! I'm afraid he won't even reach the 1st skill. Ba Su laughed. They were in no rush. In their eyes, Jian Wushuang could never fully master it within 1,000 years. No way. Access 6 novel. Come even Ba Su thought that Jian Wushuang would need at least 1,000 years to master the first skill. But in reality, Jian Wushuang had only used 2 weeks. Naturally, B.A. Su did not know that at that time. Time passed within the Special Tribes domain. Many special tribes had already learnt about the sky-swallowing clan colluding with the Archleon Palace and its attempts to erase the Black Dragon clan. While shocked, the clans began to hate the Archleon Palace and 3 Emperors' world even more, and saw working together with the Sanctuary Alliance as a definite must, and made the necessary preparations. Within a short span of time, almost all the experts from various clans had finished their preparations. Now, they had to wait for Jian Wushuang to surface. By this time, Jian Wushuang had been in the dungeon for 18 years. 18 years to a normal cultivator was nothing more than a blink of an eye. For Jian Wushuang, these 18 years had been fully dedicated to the realization of the soul-swallowing pearl's 9 skills. He had mastered his first, then his second, then his third, all without resistance. The skills were supposed to be increasingly hard to master, but Jian Wushuang had found the opposite. The 9 skills were all similar, combined to form a complete secret skill. Therefore, after Jian Wushuang had realized the first few, mastering the rest had been no big deal. After 18 years, Jian Wushuang had finally mastered all 9 skills, and with that, a complete activation skill. Now for the cultivation. With a tinge of excitement, he began to cultivate the soul-swallowing pearl. With the complete activation skills by his side, the cultivation was single. Within moments, the pearl, surrounded by boundless aura, gradually floated towards Jian Wushuang and entered his body. As the pearl was being completely cultivated, Hong Long Long, a boundless soul power, instantly rose from the pearl and landed straight in his substantive soul. The soul power that rose was powerful beyond Jian Wushuang's imagination. The soul power so pure. As he absorbed it, Jian Wushuang could feel his soul power increasing at terrifying speeds. Jian Wushuang was completely shocked. The speed was simply too astonishing. The last time his soul power had increased by so much was when he had made it through the 7th step of inverse cultivation onto the 2nd stage, but there was still a long way to go to reach pinnacle Emperor God levels. His soul power levels were a weakness, in his opinion, in comparison to his overall fighting power. Thankfully, his soul was strong enough to defend against average soul attacks with the help of defensive treasures like the 5-gem armor. But now, as the billowing soul power from the soul-swallowing pearl was being absorbed, his substantive soul increased exponentially, reaching pinnacle Emperor God levels in moments. And it did not stop there. Before long, his substantive soul accumulated to a certain level and started reaching great Emperor levels. There was little resistance, as his soul then started to change substantively, finally reaching average great Emperor levels. Yet it did not stop there. His soul power continued to increase. The size of his substantive soul was also increasing exponentially. After a while, not until the pure soul power from the pearl had been fully cultivated and absorbed into his substantive soul, the soul quietened down. Jian Wushuang remained seated, but he could feel the change in his substantive soul. He could feel that strong soul power. This soul power, pinnacle 1st stage great Emperor levels. Jian Wushuang clenched his fist, eyes glimmering with joy, causing waves in his heart. From a normal Emperor God, he had jumped to 1st stage great Emperor levels in moments. In such a short period of time, his soul had grown so much stronger. Incredible, this pearl, unbelievable, Jian Wushuang muttered. As he cultivated the soul-swallowing pearl, he understood where its pure soul power came from. It had been accumulated by the pearl across a long period of time. A powerful treasure without an owner for an extended period of time could see its power diminished. Others continued to absorb power from its surroundings even without an owner, to ensure it did not diminish in strength, but instead increased it. The pearl belonged to the latter category. It had collected tremendous amounts of power across the long period of time without an owner, and had converted the power into pure soul power. The accumulation of pure soul power was astonishing. After recognizing Jian Wushuang as its owner, the soul power the pearl had accumulated for years was passed directly to him. This allowed his soul to strengthen at such amazing speeds. Chapter 2106 Soul Attack. My soul has always been weak. It was one of my weaknesses. Now, the power of my soul is equivalent to a top-tier stage, one great emperor. With the help of 5 gem armor and soul-swallowing pearl in defense, no one can harm my soul in this eternal chaotic world. Jian Wushuang was absolutely confident of this. It is not just pure defense. Even my soul attack. How strong will my soul attack be with my current soul power and the help of soul-swallowing pearl? Let's find someone and test it out. Jian Wushuang was excited. King Chunxing, please make your way to the underground palace. Jian Wushuang transmitted a message to King Chunxing. Upon receiving the message, King Chunxing rushed to the underground palace. The guards outside received word from Jian Wushuang that King Chunxing was entering, so they let him through without any problems. Emperor, King Chunxing stood respectfully in front of Jian Wushuang. He noticed that the soul-swallowing pearl disappeared from the place it was originally at. The soul-swallowing pearl, King Chunxing was shocked. I have successfully refined it. Jian Wushuang smiled. Congratulations, ancient god emperor, King Chunxing cheered. He had heard of how powerful the soul-swallowing pearl was. Now that Jian Wushuang had control over it, his fighting power. I refined the pearl not too long ago. The power of my soul has risen a lot, and I want to try out the power of the soul-swallowing pearl, Jian Wushuang said. Is that the case? King Chunxing nodded his head as he understood the reason Jian Wushuang had summoned him over. Prepare yourself, I'm going to use the soul attack, Jian Wushuang continued. King Chunxing took a deep breath as he prepared layers of defense on his soul. He dared not be complacent and was well prepared for the attack. Jian Wushuang activated the pearl without hesitation as a soul attack gushed out. The power of this soul attack rose tenfold under the influence of the pearl. Yes, tenfold. Jian Wushuang's soul attack should be at the level of a stage, one great emperor in theory, as he himself had soul power at that stage. In reality, the soul attack he had just cast was far more powerful, as it could even harm a stage 2 great emperor. Without surprise, the soul attack rammed through the defense King Chunxing had set up as it smashed onto his soul. King Chunxing shuddered and moaned. His face turned pale. How do you feel? Jian Wushuang looked at King Chunxing and asked immediately. Very, very powerful. I can guarantee that no one whose soul power has yet to reach the level of a great emperor can successfully defend against that attack. Even I needed a great amount of effort and preparation to deal with it. If you cast this attack with the element of surprise, I would not be able to fend it off. Even though I would not be severely injured, there would be a brief period of emptiness in my consciousness. King Chunxing said seriously. Oh, Jian Wushuang's face lit up. An expert's soul would have to take a heavy hit in order to create a brief period of blankness in his conscious. King Chunxing was a stage 2 great emperor. Even when he was well prepared, the soul attack still created this brief period of blankness. This proved how powerful the soul attack was. Without a doubt, if Jian Wushuang cast soul attack with the help of the soul-swallowing pearl, his soul attack could even threaten a stage 2 great emperor. Another point to note was that he had cast this soul attack without any soul attack secret skills. To maximize the power of a soul attack, one needed to cast the soul attack together with a soul attack secret skill. Without using a secret skill, his soul attack could already threaten a stage 2 great emperor. What if it was combined with a soul attack secret skill? I used to master soul attack secret skills, such as the 5-beast soul manipulation knack, the secret skill of Tian Yuan, and 18 Azura, hell. However, all 3 of these secret skills are a very low level. Even the creator of the most powerful secret skill of Tian Yuan was at the level of Sir God. Jian Wushuang thought to himself. His current opponents were all at the level of Great Emperor. How could he use a secret skill at the Sir God level when his soul power was at the level of a Great Emperor and he possessed the soul-swallowing pearl? Looks like I have to find a way to get my hands on a strong soul attack secret skill. I shall ask Emperor when I return to the human territory, Jian Wushuang planned. Jian Wushuang stood up after a deep breath. Let's leave, King Qinsheng, Jian Wushuang commanded. Roger that. King Qinsheng nodded his head as he followed Jian Wushuang out of the palace. King Zhansong, who was guarding the palace, bowed to his emperor. King Zhansong, lay out seals around this palace. From today onwards, send experts to guard this place. Tell your men that no one shall enter this palace. Violators will be executed. Jian Wushuang ordered. Yes, King Zhansong nodded his head. King Qinsheng looked confused. Ancient God Emperor, you have already successfully refined the soul-swallowing pearl. This underground palace is now useless. Why are you still defending it so heavily? Jian Wushuang smiled. The process to refine the pearl is very complicated. No ordinary cultivators can refine it in such a short amount of time. I managed to refine it due to special reasons. No one else but the 2 of us knows of this. What will the Sky-Swallowing Clan and Acheron Palace think? Ancient God Emperor, you mean King Qinsheng understood what his emperor was trying to do. The power of the soul-swallowing pearl was extraordinary. It could turn the tide of battle in the war between the 3 emperors' world and the eternal chaotic world if used well. If the experts from the 3 emperors' world knew that Jian Wushuang had successfully refined this treasure, they would definitely take precautions. In order for this treasure to have its intended effect, the element of surprise was crucial. But now, Chapter 2107 interest in Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang purposely repaired the seals around the palace and sent experts to protect the area. He also placed an order to kill anyone who tried to break into the palace. This was to create the illusion that the soul-swallowing pearl was still within the palace in order to bluff Acheron Palace. This would misdirect them into thinking that Jian Wushuang could not refine the pearl even after trying for a period of time. King Zhansong set out to execute his orders. Jian Wushuang walked out of the palace. Ancient God Emperor, the Black Dragon Emperor called out as she flew toward him. Black Dragon Emperor. Jian Wushuang smiled. Ancient God Emperor, you finally left the palace. What was the result? The Black Dragon Emperor asked. It is not easy to refine the soul-swallowing pearl. Jian Wushuang said casually, I see. If the ancient God Emperor cannot refine it, I think the hopes for the rest of us will be even slimmer. The Black Dragon Emperor was not surprised by the results. Jian Wushuang simply smiled before asking, Black Dragon Emperor, is there anything of concern? I want to speak to you about some things concerning the alliance, the Black Dragon Emperor said before looking at King Qinsheng. King Qinsheng took the hint and left. Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows, but continued with the conversation. Before long, the Black Dragon Emperor left. Jian Wushuang stood there, confused. What is going on with the Black Dragon Emperor? Jian Wushuang was indeed surprised. The Black Dragon Emperor asked him about some tedious things to do with the alliance. Most of those things could be easily settled by any deputy leader, but she had chosen to find him. During the conversation, she asked some questions in a casual manner. However, some of those questions were personal. She asked whether he had a wife or children. Ancient God Emperor. King Chen Xing returned to Jian Wushuang. King Chen Xing, did you find there to be something off about Black Dragon Emperor? Jian Wushuang asked. Something off? Of course, I can feel there is something off with the Black Dragon Emperor. She came to visit you at least 10 times while you were refining the soul-swallowing pearl. During that period of time, she would find me or King Gu Tong to ask things about you. If I'm not wrong, she is interested in you. King Chen Xing smiled. Interested in me? Jian Wushuang was surprised. It was awkward. He hadn't had much interaction with the Black Dragon Emperor before. He simply saved her clan during a time of crisis. And she had developed feelings for him? This couldn't be the case, right? Jian Wushuang shook his head and stopped thinking about it. During the 18 years Jian Wushuang had been in the underground palace trying to refine the soul-swallowing pearl, the respective clans had finished their preparations. Wormholes leading to the human territory were already set up, and all they were waiting for was Jian Wushuang. When Jian Wushuang left the underground palace, he hosted a meeting with the respective leaders of the various clans. He was the alliance leader, so he sat right at the front of the table. The people sitting beside him were leaders from Ancient God Clan, Blackwater Dragon Clan, and the God Eater Clan. It's my pleasure meeting you, Sir Lei Yuan and Leader Qing Xiu. Jian Wushuang smiled at the two men from the 3 top-tier clans. One of the men was burly. He was covered in animal furs, and his defined muscles could be seen clearly. The power of thunder was felt around his muscles, and he radiated a violent aura. This man was called Lei Yuan. He came from the Thunder Ape clan. This clan was a strong clan. However, the clan was destroyed a long time ago by the Sky Swallowing clan, as both clans were on bad terms. Lei Yuan was one of the many lucky members of the Thunder Ape clan who had escaped when their clan was being attacked by the Sky Swallowing clan. Back then, Lei Yuan had just been a Sir God. After all this times and cultivation, he had managed to reach the realm of Great Emperor. He had been active within the Sky Swallowing clan in recent years and tried to cause problems for the Sky Swallowing clan. However, his efforts were in vain. Now that the Sky Swallowing clan was finally destroyed, he had decided to reveal his true identity. The other elegant man, Qing Xiu, was dressed in green. He was the leader of the Green Leopard clan. He had reached the peak of Emperor God many years ago. He had handed over the matters within his clan to others and secluded himself from the rest of the world to cultivate. He had not been present during the coronation ceremony of the new ancient God Emperor. Now, he had reappeared as a great emperor. This time, we shall ally with the Sanctuary Alliance and battle the 3 emperors' world. I hope both of you can step in and help when the time comes. Jian Wushuang looked at them and said, No worries, ancient God Emperor. Even though my clan has been destroyed, I am still part of this territory and a member of the Special Tribes Alliance. Furthermore, you saw through the evil plan of the Sky Swallowing clan and destroyed them at once. You've avenged my clan for me. I will remember this favor and put in my all for the battles ahead. Lei Yuan said, The Green Leopard clan is part of the Special Tribes Alliance. We will definitely do our best in the battle. Qing Xiu said. Jian Wushuang smiled upon hearing this. Qing Yuan and Lei Xiu were the only 2 great emperors within the Special Tribes Alliance outside of the 3 top-tier clans. Adding both of them to the total, there were now 8 great emperors in the Special Tribes Alliance, Black Dragon Emperor, leader of God Eater clan, and 3 great emperors from the Ancient God clan. As for Jian Wushuang, he was both a human and the emperor of Ancient God clan. He was not counted. I trust that everyone is well prepared given the amount of time we have. I now request all of you to bring your clans through the respective wormholes into human territory and gather the experts from the Sanctuary Alliance. Jian Wushuang said gloriously, "Roger." The respective leaders roared in reply. The experts from the various clans started making their moves. Chapter 2108 Confirmation within the sky swallowing sanctuary in a secluded territory. Jian Wushuang has already left the underground palace and ordered the experts to go to the human territory. The elderly man said coldly, "What about the palace?" Ba Su asked. According to the intel that Acheron Palace received, Jian Wushuang has arranged for several experts to guard the palace and given the order that none shall attempt to enter. The elder man said, "Humph." As expected, it is impossible for him to refine that sacred weapon. He is not dumb, so he gave up after trying for 18 years. If he can't refine that weapon, he won't be able to bring it out of the palace. All he can do is leave the weapon there and protect it. Ba Su smiled. That seemed to be the case. The elder man nodded his head. They did not suspect anything at all. After all, the weapon was the soul-swallowing pearl. Who could refine it within 18 years? What they did not know was that they had fallen right into the trap Jian Wushuang set. This is probably the best news we can have after the disastrous incident. The sacred weapon is not refined by Jian Wushuang. However, the alliance between the Sanctuary Alliance and the Special Tribes Alliance is not good news for the Three Emperor world. The elder man said grimly, their main goal was to control the Special Tribes Alliance secretly through the Sky-Swallowing clan. If this did not work, they would secretly attack the few top-tier clans and wipe them out. The Special Tribes Alliance would be shaken to the core. Everyone then would be secure, and uniting would be difficult. It's a pity that this double-layered plan had failed. The conditions in the Special Tribes territory were very stable, and not much could be done. Human territory, Thunderbolt Island. The first thing Jian Wushuang did when he returned to Thunderbolt Island was look for Emperor Bai and ancestor Tianchen. Emperor Bai, the experts among the Special Tribes Alliance have now reached the human territory. Jian Wushuang said, "I know. I have made arrangements for their accommodation." Jian Wushuang, you did well. Emperor Bai looked approvingly at Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang had not only resolved the crisis within the Special Tribes, but he had also become the leader of Special Tribes Alliance. Jian Wushuang, who was both a human and the ancient God Emperor, could ensure the peaceful cooperation between the Sanctuary Alliance and the Special Tribes Alliance. During the time I was gone, how was Sanctuary Alliance? Have all the spies from Vientiane Tower been caught? Jian Wushuang asked. We have found most of them. The remaining few will not pose any threat to us. Ancestor Tianchen smiled. There should be spies from the Acheron Palace within the Special Tribes Alliance. It will be far too difficult to catch them all. Jian Wushuang continued. It does not matter. These small fries will have a minimal effect in this war. Emperor Bai smiled. Jian Wushuang nodded his head. That's true. It would be truly dangerous for the eternal chaotic world if the situation were like this. Emperor Zisu and Vientiane Tower were not found and destroyed, and the spies from the Acheron Palace went to infiltrate the Special Tribes under the cover of the Sky-Swallowing clan. Now that the majority of the spies had been caught, the remaining pawns would be far too weak to affect the eternal chaotic world. Emperor Bai, ancestor Tianchen. I have an update. I have managed to refine the soul-swallowing pearl. What? Emperor Bai and ancestor Tianchen were in awe. Emperor Bai looked over and exclaimed, 18 years! You only took 18 years to refine the soul-swallowing pearl? Are you kidding me? Even Emperor Bai was astonished by that feat. He clearly knew how difficult it was to refine the soul-swallowing pearl. It would be amazing even if someone could manage to refine the pearl within 118,000 years, much less 18 years. The first leader of the sky-swallowing clan was a genius, but it had taken him 800,000 years to refine the same pearl. I really did successfully refine it. Look, Jian Wushuang said, as a pearl that radiated tremendous soul power appeared from within Jian Wushuang. This aura, I fought with the leader of the sky-swallowing clan once. This is indeed the soul-swallowing pearl. How did you refine it within such a short amount of time? Emperor, Bai asked as he stared at the pearl. I have no idea. I felt that the process of refining the pearl was easy. There are 9 spells within the soul-swallowing pearl. One must master all of them before they can use the pearl. I managed to learn these 9 spells easily. Emperor Bai, you too are an inverse cultivator. Does it feel easy to try and perceive and learn new things? Jian Wushuang continued. Very easily? Jian Wushuang, you must be kidding me. Emperor Bai narrowed his eyes and looked at him. Weirdly, even though I have a good perception, it still takes time for me to grasp certain things such as rules or order. In the first era, I was totally clueless about rules or order, hence I was not one of the strongest back then. I only managed to grasp a little of rules of order during the second era over a very long time, with the help of many opportunities. If it was easy for me to perceive concepts, why would I take so long to grasp a little of rules or order? Ancestor Tian Chun too looked over at Jian Wushuang curiously. Jian Wushuang smiled sheepishly and fell quiet. He got confirmation that the reason he could learn any secret skills or grasp concepts far faster than most people could imagine had nothing to do with him being an inverse cultivator. That left Jian Wushuang with the other possibility, universal Tao scripture. Even though I have no idea why I have such a good perception, the soul-swallowing pearl is indeed refined, which has helped boost my soul power tremendously to the level of a top-tier stage 1 great emperor. If I make use of it to cast a soul attack, I can even threaten a stage 2 great emperor. All that I am missing is a powerful soul attack secret skill. Jian Wushuang said, Chapter 21, 09 Emperor God Ju Xian. Soul attack secret skill? Emperor Bai and Ancestor Tian Chun looked at each other helplessly. Among the great emperors within the Sanctuary Alliance, no one excels in soul attacks. There are such secret skills within the library inside the Alliance, but their level is too low for you. Emperor Bai frowned. That's right, a great emperor who excels in soul attacks, especially you who can use the soul-swallowing pearl, is very valuable in the battle against the 3 emperors' world. However, the Sanctuary Alliance is lacking in soul attack secret skills of the top-tier level. Ancestor Tian Chen nodded his head in agreement. Sanctuary Alliance had many powerful secret skills, many of which originated from the first era or even the ancient past. However, their soul attack secret skills. First of all, a soul attack secret skill was extremely rare and much more valuable compared to a normal secret skill, much less a top-tier soul attack secret skill. Even though the soul attack secret skills within the Alliance could elevate his soul attack to a high level, it would still be far from the maximum possible power level. They hoped that Jian Wushuang could use his soul attack to create a big advantage in the upcoming battle. I might know of one set of secret skills that can perfectly bring out your soul power to create collateral damage among the experts from the 3 emperor world, Ancestor Tian Chun said suddenly. Jian Wushuang and Emperor Bai both looked over. Emperor God Ju Xian. Ancestor Tian Chun said, Him? Yes, the soul attack secret skill he has is very powerful. Emperor Bai nodded his head in agreement. Who is this Emperor God Ju Xian? Jian Wushuang asked curiously. He had not heard of this expert before. Sword Emperor. As you know, the eternal chaotic world is facing grave danger. Hence, many experts who were unheard of previously emerged from hiding. Emperor God Zhu Xian is one such expert. He is ranked highly on the Emperor God Heaven and Earth Supreme ranking list. Ancestor Tian Chun smiled. Oh, it has been a long time since I last looked at this list. Jian Wushuang laughed. Indeed, you probably don't even know your own ranking on the ranking list. Ancestor Tian Chun teased. That is true. What is my ranking? Jian Wushuang asked. Second to only Emperor Bai. Abysmal Saint Master is third, Red Dragon King is fourth, and I am ranked fifth. Ancestor Tian Chun smiled. Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows. He was not surprised that he was ranked second. Within the Sanctuary Alliance, only Emperor Bai could beat him in a battle. He was surprised at the ranking of the Abysmal Saint Master. Abysmal Saint Master was a top-tier stage 1 great emperor. He was still far from a stage 2 great emperor, unlike the Red Dragon King, who was a legit stage 2 great emperor. However, now, the Abysmal Saint Master was ranked higher than the Red Dragon King. Seeing Jian Wushuang's confusion, Ancestor Tian Chun continued to explain, Abysmal Saint Master was already very powerful. He had been cultivating a secret skill from the ancient past for the longest of time, and was at a bottleneck for a very long time without improving. When he came back from the three-emperor world, he had some inspiration and managed to break through soon after you left for the special tribes. Once there was a breakthrough in that secret skill, his power level skyrocketed, and he became a stage 2 great emperor. After the breakthrough, the Abysmal Saint Master went to look for the Red Dragon King, and they had a skirmish. The result was that the Abysmal Saint Master won by a small margin. After that skirmish, the ranking changed. Is that the case? Jian Wushuang nodded his head and felt happy for the Abysmal Saint Master. They had had some resentment before. Now that they had made peace with each other, they had a pretty good relationship. Sword Emperor, you know his character. He does not like being inferior to others. That's why he went to challenge the Red Dragon King. I think he will come and challenge you next. Ancestor Tian Chun said. Haha, let him come then. Jian Wushuang laughed, as he did not mind it at all. We are getting off topic. Let's continue talking about this Emperor God Zhu Xian. His strength and understanding of Tao is not top tier among the Emperor Gods. However, just because of the terrifying soul attack secret skill he can threaten even a top-tier Emperor God. Ancestor Tian Chun continued. During the battle that made him well known, he fought 2 top-tier Emperor Gods. However, once his soul attack was cast, the 2 Emperor Gods experienced a short blank in their consciousness. Even though they were well prepared, they still suffered under the effect of the soul attack. Furthermore, according to the intel the Sanctuary Alliance gathered, the soul power of this Emperor God Zhu Xian have yet to reach the level of a top-tier Emperor God. Oh, Jian Wushuang was interested. An Emperor God whose soul power who had yet to reach the level of a top-tier Emperor God could affect 2 such experts with a soul attack, even when the 2 were well prepared. The soul attack that this Emperor God had must be. The intel department went to dig deeper into his history and found out this. He does not have any soul attack treasures. He obtained a soul attack secret skill, which originated from the ancient past within the ancient battlefield, which surrounded the green fire world. The soul attack secret skill was incredibly powerful, not only in the aspect of a single target soul attack, it could cause collateral damage as well. He cast the soul attack against a group of 20 Almighties, in which there were a few Emperor Gods. Once his soul attack was cast, 5 Sir Gods died immediately, while the remaining Almighty, including the Emperor Gods, experienced a blank in their consciousness. Hence, we can confirm that the soul attack secret skill he has can target groups of people. Ancestor Tian Chen explained. After hearing Ancestor Tian Chen's explanation, Jian Wushuang had a better idea of the soul attack secret skill. The secret skill could target multiple people and had incredible power. This soul attack secret skill was very suitable for Jian Wushuang. Chapter 2110 Conditions. Since we know that this soul attack secret skill is useful to Jian Wushuang, let's ask the Emperor God to give us this secret skill. There might be some problems with this, Ancestor Tian Chen said. How so? Emperor Bai looked over and asked. From what I know, Emperor God Zhu Xian is a very selfish person. It took a lot of effort to get that soul attack secret skill, and it is one of his strongest moves. He won't be willing to give it away for free. Ancestor Tian Chen smiled. Dumbass. The eternal chaotic world might cease to exist. He still cares about his secret skills. Emperor Bai's face turned dark. Now that the eternal chaotic world was under threat, experts were sharing their most powerful secret skills and techniques selflessly. Just like the lineage of Star, Jian Wushuang shared the secret skills of Star Palace, which was crazily sought after by everyone participating in the battle. This was not suggested by Emperor Bai. It was initiated by Jian Wushuang and the experts from the lineage of Star. They knew that the secret skills of Star Palace could raise the fighting power of the experts within eternal chaotic world. This gave them a high chance of winning the war. This was a selfless act of commitment by the lineage of Star for the upcoming war. After all, it was no longer a peaceful era like before. Before the eternal chaotic world faced danger, the secret skills of Star Palace was unique to the lineage of Star. Now, they would do anything and everything to increase their chances of winning. If the eternal chaotic world lost the war, every sect and clan would be destroyed. Many experts would die. What was the point of selfishly hiding one's secret skill if that happened? Everyone understood this. But this Emperor God Zhu Xian, we have yet to ask him whether he will share the secret skill. Let us not judge the situation. I shall go to him personally and ask for it. Where is he now? Jian Wushuang asked. He is within the Red Dragon's sanctuary. You need not go down personally. Just ask Red Dragon King to pass on the message, Ancestor Tian Chen said. All right. Jian Wushuang nodded his head. Within one of the 10 sanctuaries, the Red Dragon Sanctuary. Within this sanctuary, Red Dragon King was the leader. In this territory, there was a large island where Emperor God Zhu Xian stayed. On the island, there were many servants. There were even 2 Sir Gods there, who took orders from Emperor God Zhu Xian. Whoosh! A figure appeared on the island. It was the Red Dragon King. Humph! This Emperor God Zhu Xian is really relaxed. The Red Dragon King looked down and felt the presence of the Emperor God Zhu Xian. Emperor God Zhu Xian sat in the middle of a palace. He was admiring the dance of several beautiful ladies. There were many servants serving him. A powerful aura was felt as it isolated the space-time within the island. The Red Dragon King teleported in front of Emperor God Zhu Xian in the middle of the palace. When he appeared, everyone apart from Emperor God Zhu Xian fainted. Red Dragon King? Emperor God Zhu Xian was shocked. He stood up and greeted. Greetings, Red Dragon Emperor. I am Zhu Xian. The Red Dragon King looked at Emperor God Zhu Xian. Without a word, he took out a token and broke it. When the token broke, a hazy figure appeared in the middle of the palace. This figure was a consciousness incarnation of Jian Wushuang. Emperor God Zhu Xian. Jian Wushuang looked down on Emperor God Zhu Xian indifferently. This is greeting, Sword Emperor. I am Zhu Xian. Emperor God Zhu Xian said when looked up and recognized the figure. Emperor God Zhu Xian became even more respectful. He was perturbed. The two men who appeared in front of him were one of the strongest men in the eternal chaotic world. One of them was ranked second on the Heaven and Earth Supreme ranking list, while the other was ranked third. Two of these superpowers had appeared in front of him at the same time. It was obvious they were looking for him. How could he not be perturbed? Relax. I am here to ask for your help. I got news that you've got a very powerful soul attack secret skill from the ancient battlefield. This secret skill is very crucial for the Sanctuary Alliance in the battle against the Three Emperor world. I hope you can give us a copy of the secret skill. Jian Wushuang smiled. Soul attack secret skill? Emperor God Zhu Xian turned pale. It was obvious that he was unwilling. This was normal. He had been through all that trouble to get the soul attack secret skill, and it became one of his most powerful techniques. How would he be willing to submit the secret skill? Jian Wushuang took note of his expressions and was not surprised. He continued, the Sanctuary Alliance must have this secret skill. I know that it's not easy to get this secret skill. You can give your conditions. Zhu Xian, Sword Emperor, made himself clear. I'm sure you know what he means. The Red Dragon King said as he looked at Emperor God Zhu Xian. If it were the Red Dragon King, he would not waste time speaking to Emperor God Zhu Xian. Since the Sanctuary Alliance needed this, he would just force him to submit a copy of the secret skill. Unless Emperor God Zhu Xian would rather die, he would have no choice but to submit a copy. Emperor God Zhu Xian took a deep breath. He could deduce that the Sanctuary Alliance would not give up until they had the secret skill. He had no chance against such a powerful organization. Jian Wushuang had already allowed Emperor God Zhu Xian to give his conditions. This was the biggest act of kindness the Alliance could give. If he still refused to comply, he knew that he would die. Sword Emperor, I am willing to comply. I do have one condition that I hope that you can approve. Emperor God Zhu Xian said. Name it. Jian Wushuang smiled. I want to have the right to enter Heaven Repairing Palace. Emperor God Zhu Xian said, seriously, Heaven Repairing Palace. Jian Wushuang was stunned. He was confused. The Red Dragon King stared at Emperor God Zhu Xian and yelled, how dare you make such a demand? You dare bargain for the right to enter the Heaven Repairing Palace? At the same time, an overbearing aura exploded from the Red Dragon King. Emperor God Zhu Xian felt the aura and trembled. He was sweating profusely. He gritted his teeth and tried his best to resist the aura. Chapter 21, 11 Heaven Repairing Palace. Red Dragon King. What is the Heaven Repairing Palace? Jian Wushuang asked. Jian Wushuang had just reached the top ranks of the Sanctuary Alliance. He did not know much. He had never heard of the Heaven Repairing Palace. That palace is a site of opportunity discovered long ago at the ancient Mystery Land, taken by the Sanctuary Alliance immediately till now, Red Dragon King explained. In the Heaven Repairing Palace lies the opportunity of passage towards the heavens, but at a dear price which even the Alliance cannot bear to pay. Since its discovery, the palace has only been used once. There are 12 seats in the palace, meaning every time it opens, only a dozen people are allowed to enter. The last time we opened it, those chosen experts received great benefits. Great Emperor Colored Glaze and Emperor Jiu Qiao themselves attained great emperor levels upon entering. The Red Dragon King continued. Oh, Jian Wushuang was shocked. From one occasion, 2 great emperors had emerged. This site of opportunity. We did not know much about the palace before we activated it. But after we did, we realized it was not only a site of opportunity, but a land of miracles. Any potential pinnacle emperor god stuck at an ability plateau could easily attain great emperor levels with this palace. Unfortunately, the price to pay for opening the palace is too great. We have not opened it since the first attempt, but with the eternal chaotic world barely hanging on, the Sanctuary Alliance must not get stingy with these affairs. That is why Emperor Bai and I have agreed to activate it once again at a later time to help our great emperors improve their powers before the battle. Since that decision, the 12 experts entering must be chosen deliberately and carefully. We have made a list of certain emperor gods we want to enter, and the emperor god Zhu Xian certainly did not make the list, the Red Dragon King said. Jian Wushuang understood. The heaven-repairing palace had great potential for pinnacle emperor gods to emerge as great emperor levels, but there were only 12 spots, and all 12 were extremely important. Now, Emperor God Zhu Xian's condition was for the Alliance to give him 1 seat. Zhu Xian, you should know with your abilities, even if you did enter the palace, the chances of you becoming great emperor are slim to none, Red Dragon King roared. I know, but slim as they are, there is still a chance. If you save a seat for me, not just the soul attack secret skill, it'll give everything I have for the both of you. Emperor God Zhu Xian clenched his fists, his body trembling slightly. He knew his conditions were a bit much, but that was his only way of becoming a great emperor. It was worth him risking his life for, no matter how slim the chances were. Jian Wushuang and Red Dragon King fell quiet. After a period of time, Jian Wushuang finally spoke. The decision of who gets to enter the palace is too big a decision for me alone to decide. I will take this up to Emperor Bai and discuss it with him. He'll keep you updated. Thank you, Sword Emperor. Emperor God Zhu Xian was elated. Jian Wushuang did not accept his offer, but nor did he reject it, meaning to say there was still hope. Red Dragon King, don't mind if you wait here for a while. Jian Wushuang glanced at him. Not an issue, the Red Dragon King replied. Jian Wushuang's consciousness incarnation instantly dispersed. On Thunderbolt Island, the Emperor God Zhu Xian is willing to hand over the secret skill, but he wants a seat in the heaven-repairing palace, Jian Wushuang said. A seat in the heaven-repairing palace? What a funny guy, Ancestor Tianqin sneered. But it's unexpected. With his own abilities, unless he encountered a miracle, he would never make it to great emperor level. The heaven-repairing palace is his only chance at that, and he will hold on to it tightly. Emperor Bai laughed. A seat in the palace is no small matter. Maybe it will be possible during other times, but during this period of chaos within the eternal chaotic world, we need the seats for our potential emperor gods to elevate to great emperors. His name is not even in our list. It would be a waste if we handed it to him, Ancestor Tianqin said. The seats are important, but so is the secret skill. Since this lad has given his conditions, we cannot ignore or pressure him otherwise. Tell him that the seat is his, but he will be sent to the most dangerous front line against the 3 emperors' world when the battle breaks out, whether he makes it to great emperor levels or not. If he wishes to gamble, he must also dedicate himself to the Sanctuary Alliance, Emperor Bai said. Agreed. Both Jian Wushuang and Ancestor Tianqin nodded in agreement. So that's that. Since we are on the topic of lists, Wushuang, I would like you to take a look at it as well, Emperor Bai said. With a wave of his hand, a list appeared in front of Jian Wushuang. The list had a couple names, all of which were known emperor gods within the eternal chaotic world. Not only the pinnacle emperor gods had made the list, even those who had not, but had enough potential would find their names on it as well. Over 30 names? Jian Wushuang's eyebrows twitched. These are the unconfirmed ones. We have confirmed a few already, like Underworld God, Emperor God Tianling, Purple Moon's Qian Mingzi. Those are the few most likely to reach great emperor levels, Emperor Bai laughed. Jian Wushuang nodded and began to take a close look at the list. As he scrolled through the names, he recognized many of them, some of which he had even fought against in the past. But there were other names he had never heard of before. Jian Wushuang's gaze locked onto one name. Chapter 2112, Returning the Favor. Emperor God Lu Guang. Jian Wushuang's eyebrows were raised. He's on the list as well? Yes, Ancestor Tianqun replied. She may not be the best amongst pinnacle emperor gods, but she has shown great improvement in power over the years. She has potential. Offering her a seat would give her a minimum 20% chance of becoming a great emperor. What's your relationship with her? Wushuang, Emperor Bai asked. It began like this, Jian Wushuang said. The lineage of stars encountered a crisis back then. Extreme methods were used. For this, I invited Emperor God Lu Guang to take down Deluge Fortress together, along with the Fort Lord. It was a personal favor I asked Lu Guang for. My powers have improved over the years, but not once has she asked me to return the favor. Oh, Emperor Bai nodded. With a wave of his hand, Emperor God Lu Guang's name was removed from the list. Emperor Bai, what is the meaning of this? Jian Wushuang was stunned. Emperor God Lu Guang was already on the list. Her ability levels roughly the same as the others. I just didn't know who to pick. Since she has relations with you, you can use this to return the favor. Emperor Bai smiled. Thank you, Emperor Bai. Jian Wushuang was grateful. He did not like to owe others favors. It was circumstance that forced him to. Now, he could finally return it. No problem. You are also amongst the top ranks of our Sanctuary Alliance. A word from you is enough to assign 1 or 2 seats on your own. Her name was on the list anyway. Emperor Bai waved his hand. For the other seats, we were not able to reach a consensus despite many meetings. From the looks of it, we need to let them compete for it. A fair fight, not a bad idea. Jian Wushuang nodded. Oh yes, Wushuang. You'll have a seat amongst the dozen entering the Heaven Repairing Palace. As well, make your preparations. This came as a revelation to Jian Wushuang. Was the purpose of opening the palace not to allow emperor gods become great emperors? He was already at great emperor level, and had been for a long period of time. As if he had read his mind, Emperor Bai could not help but smile. A great emperor would help the Sanctuary Alliance and Eternal Chaotic World tremendously in the upcoming battle, right? What more of a strong great emperor? According to what I have heard, you were to defeat Sky Swallowing Clan leader Ba Su face to face. I assume your abilities are already at the pinnacle of the second stage level. Yes, Jian Wushuang did not deny it. That's it, Emperor Bai continued. The palace is not as simple as helping emperor gods become great emperors. It also helps great emperors like yourself to feel what the rules of order are like. What? Jian Wushuang was taken aback. The Heaven Repairing Palace could help him experience rules of order? Don't be shocked. Of course the palace has greater utilities. If not, the Alliance would not have used 60% of our hard-earned resources on its activation, Emperor Bai said. However, it only barely lets you experience rules of order. Barely. To realize and master the rules of order from the interaction alone would be impossible, no matter how powerful your realization abilities were. Jian Wushuang understood, but could not hide his disappointment. He thought, from the interaction with rules of order, perhaps he could try to learn it. From the looks of it, there was no way. Of course, even if you do not manage to learn it, experiencing it alone will do you wonders in the future. The palace will also improve your abilities in all ways. It won't help your inverse cultivation with the third stage, but ITLL still improve it nonetheless. With your abilities, Even without rules of order or the third stage inverse cultivation, you still have a chance with third stage Great Emperor abilities. Having a third stage Great Emperor would be fantastic for our battle efforts. Jian Wushuang understood. The eternal chaotic world currently only had one true third stage Great Emperor, Emperor Bai, that included both the Sanctuary Alliance and Special Tribes Alliance. The rest were at most second stage Great Emperors. The known third stage Great Emperors of the Three Emperors world were Kaiser Blood, Lord Fun, and Demon King Qinyu. That made three of them. Kaiser Blood even had the potential to battle Emperor Bai face to face. Under these circumstances, the eternal chaotic world needed a new third stage Great Emperor, and Jian Wushuang was the closest amongst them to reaching that stage. Understood. Rest assured that I will do my best to reach third stage as soon as possible, Jian Wushuang replied. No rush, don't stress yourself out. That won't do any good, Emperor Bai smiled. Here are 3 letters, one for each seat in the palace. One is for you. Please pass the other 2 to Emperor God Lu Guang and Zhu Xian. Jian Wushuang received the letters before going on his way. Outside Thunderbolt Island. No rush back to the Red Dragon Sanctuary. Let Zhu Xian wait there a bit longer. I should return the favor first. Jian Wushuang smiled and made his way to Emperor God Lu Guang's residence. Outside the 10-top sanctuaries, in the dark void, lay a floating plateau. It may not have been big, but it was extremely idyllic, with its fair share of mountains and streams. At its center was an ancient palace. Emperor God Lu Guang was amongst 2 purple-haired lasses. Qing Xian, we are about to enter battle with the 3 Emperors' world. Are you ready for it? Emperor God Lu Guang asked. Relax, sister. This battle concerns the life and death of the eternal chaotic world. As an almighty, I am already mentally prepared. Unfortunately, I am only an ordinary Sir God. I cannot influence much. But you, sister, a pinnacle Emperor God, has a greater responsibility, the purple-haired lass replied. Oh yes, I have heard rumors from the Sanctuary Alliance saying that they would open the Heaven Repairing Palace again. You have a shot at those seats. Heaven Repairing Palace. Emperor God, Lu Guang shook her head and laughed. Too many people fighting for those seats is not as easy as you think it will be. Just when Emperor God Lu Guang finished her sentence, Wang, a figure directly appeared within the palace without warning. Emperor God Lu Guang and her purple-haired lasses sensed it and immediately sent people to check it out. Chapter 21:13 Emperor God Lu Guang. Surprise, this is... When Emperor God saw who had arrived, she froze before getting up. Greetings, Sword Emperor. She bowed. Emperor God Lu Guang, how are you? It's been some time since we've last met. I'm honored you still remember me. Emperor God Lu Guang smiled humbly, but deep down she was conflicted. When she first met Jian Wushuang, his powers were beneath hers. But in the blink of an eye, Jian Wushuang was ranked second in the Heaven and Earth Supreme ranking list, one of the best experts amongst the Sanctuary Alliance, next to Emperor Bai, yet she remained a pinnacle Emperor God. Jian Wushuang was on a different level. Emperor God Lu Guang, I have arrived here today to repay a favor, Jian Wushuang replied. Emperor God Lu Guang's facial expression changed. Jian Wushuang indeed owed her a favor. She had simply never asked for it. Firstly, Jian Wushuang was already too high in status. She had dared not ask. Secondly, she had nothing urgent to request of Jian Wushuang. Yet now, without asking, Jian Wushuang had came to repay the favor. This token is for you. Jian Wushuang said nothing more and passed it to her directly. Emperor God Lu Guang received it, puzzled, but when she took a closer look and realized what the token was really about, She trembled. This is the Heaven Repairing Palace token. Emperor God, Lu Guang's eyes were wide open, staring straight at Jian Wushuang. Yes, Jian Wushuang smiled. Your abilities and potential is pretty good. The Sanctuary Alliance wanted to place you into the list of candidates anyway. I simply gave you a push. Consider the favor paid. Thank you, Sword Emperor. Emperor God, Lu Guang, was so grateful. She knew Jian Wushuang was not lying. Everyone knew the 12 seats in the Heaven Repairing Palace were not confirmed. Yet, at this juncture, Jian Wushuang had given her the token directly. It may have been due to her abilities and potential, but it was also definitely because Jian Wushuang had helped her from behind. With Jian Wushuang's position and influence within the Sanctuary Alliance, a slight push would be more than enough to get Emperor God Lu Guang the seat. I shall not stay for long. When the palace opens, I will send someone to inform you, Jian Wushuang said. And with that he left. Within the palace, Emperor God Lu Guang and the purple-haired lasses remained standing there. Emperor God Lu Guang had calmed down. Sister, this is wonderful. You were worried about that seat a moment ago. Then immediately the Sword Emperor delivered it to you personally. I'm surprised as well. Emperor God Lu Guang smiled. The Sword Emperor did owe me a favor, but I never asked for it. He came to return it on his own, with a seat in the Heaven Repairing Palace. I know a little regarding this Sword Emperor. Apparently, his powers are next to Emperor Bai's in the Sanctuary Alliance. With his status and power and influence, even if you had no potential, he could still get a position for you, the purple-haired lass said. Indeed, Emperor God Lu Guang nodded. I was intending to hold on to this favor for when something big happened, like a crisis, but now I didn't really help him out much back then. Anyway, I should count my lucky stars for getting this seat. Emperor God Lu Guang smiled and looked towards the purple-haired lass. Qing Xian, the palace should not take long to open. I should prepare myself during this period of time. Forgive me for taking my leave. Understood, the purple-haired girl replied. She was extremely happy for her. Emperor God Lu Guang immediately started preparing for the palace. On the other side, Jian Wushuang made his way for the Red Dragon Sanctuary. This time, he was going down personally. On the huge island, the Red Dragon Sanctuary. Oh, Red Dragon King, this twirling divine serum was painfully obtained by me 2 million years ago. Please try it. Emperor God Zhu Xian stood before the Red Dragon King respectfully and offered the serum. The twirling divine serum was one of the rarest delicacies of the eternal chaotic world, almost as good as the white blaze fruit. Emperor God Zhu Xian had been through much pain to obtain 2 pots. He had drank 1 pot previously, yet could not bear to drink the other. Now, he was offering it to the Red Dragon King. Twirling divine serum, the Red Dragon King seemed indifferent, but took it anyway. He drank the entire pot in 1 gulp. Emperor God Zhu Xian was pained at the sight of this, but did not show it. Oh, Red Dragon King, do you think the higher-ups at the Sanctuary Alliance will give me the spot? Emperor God Zhu Xian asked cautiously. Red Dragon King glared at him and sneered. Who knows? If it were me, I would have tortured you till you handed it over. If you refused, then I'd kill you anyway. Luckily for you, the Sword Emperor is more merciful than me. Emperor God Zhu Xian's face turned white, and he looked awkward upon hearing that. Let's see if the Sword Emperor is willing to fight for you or not. With his power and influence in the alliance, if he is willing to put in a good word for you, he will most certainly receive it. But Zhu Xian, as an almighty within the Red Dragon Sanctuary, here's a piece of advice for you. Regardless of if the Sword Emperor got the position for you, you must pass him your soul attack secret skill. If not, Red Dragon King's expression turned ice cold. He was only willing to say all this after receiving Emperor God Zhu Xian's swirling divine serum. Without it, he could not bother less. Emperor God Zhu Xian nodded. Of course, I only hold a strand of hope regarding the seat. It does not matter if I receive it or not. I will hand over the secret skill anyway. Chapter 21:14 Three Divine Lights. Good to hear. Red Dragon King nodded. At that moment, Wang, a figure formed within the palace. It was Jian Wushuang. Sword Emperor. Emperor God Zhu Xian immediately took a bow. Zhu Xian, you got lucky. Jian Wushuang looked at Emperor God Zhu Xian. Emperor God Zhu Xian knew what that meant. He looked at Jian Wushuang in delight and excitement. With a flip of his hand, the token appeared in Jian Wushuang's hands. Emperor God Zhu Xian knew what that was. It was the Heaven Repairing Palace's token. I've discussed it with Emperor Bai and the others. You can have a seat on one condition. Regardless of if you become great emperor or not, you will swear to fight at the forefront as our vanguard when the time to battle the three emperors' world comes. Do you accept this? Jian Wushuang said indifferently. Emperor God Zhu Xian flinched. Red Dragon King at the side laughed. The Sanctuary Alliance has always been fair. You want something others could have possessed instead. You need to pay a higher price than them. This is normal. Emperor God Zhu Xian nodded and replied, Sword Emperor, I am willing, as long as I get the chance to enter. I will do it even if it costs me my life. Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows and tossed the token towards him. After he received it, Emperor God Zhu Xian clenched the token tightly with his fists, his eyes lighting up. The Heaven Repairing Palace, the opportunity of a lifetime. Seeing that, Jian Wushuang nodded his head from a corner. If it were him that had reached a bottleneck as a pinnacle emperor god, he too would have gambled everything for a chance to enter the palace, even putting his life on the line. Any cultivator with the heart of an elite expert would have done the same. Furthermore, the emperor god had nothing to hold him down from his ambitions. Nothing was more important to him than becoming stronger. Emperor God Zhu Xian, the soul attack secret skill? Red Dragon King asked. Emperor God Zhu Xian bounced and took out a murky gray pearl. Sword Emperor, the secret skill lies within the pearl. In order to obtain the secret skill, you must obtain the method of inheritance from the pearl. I was unable to inherit it completely, so I was only able to learn a fraction of the secret skill. Oh. Jian Wushuang reacted. Emperor God Zhu Xian's soul attack was already very impressive with a fraction of the skill. What if he had learnt the complete set? Let me try. Jian Wushuang smiled and held the murky pearl in his palm, his soul power entering it. Information soon overwhelmed him. Jian Wushuang had started the inheritance process. As the process went on, he learned the name of the secret skill. The three divine lights, it was called. The secret skill came from the ancient era, created by an ancient expert proficient in soul attacks. The secret skill was split into 3 parts: golden light scripture, foggy light scripture, and nether light scripture. The golden light specified one-on-one soul attacks, concentrating all soul attack power to form a golden light, increasing the soul power's abilities and decimating enemies. The foggy light allowed for area soul attacks, suitable for messy battles or when the person was surrounded by enemies. That skill delighted Jian Wushuang. With the battle against the 3 emperors' world coming up, he would be able to use the skill against the countless enemies in one blow. The last scripture, Nether Light, focused on soul control. This scripture was the most powerful of them all, allowing Jian Wushuang's soul control to be silent, yet deadly. The Nether Light was much stronger than the soul control skills he had known. The 3 scriptures were entering Jian Wushuang's memory without obstruction or resistance. Within an hour, The process was done. Phew! Jian Wushuang opened his eyes and exhaled lightly. He was smiling. How is it, Sword Emperor? Red Dragon King looked towards Jian Wushuang. Not bad. This is an impressive skill, one of the best and most comprehensive soul attack skills I have ever encountered. It is not just good for one-on-one combat, but also area attacks. Soul control skills will help me a lot as well, Jian Wushuang said. That was true. Without a doubt, the secret skill was enough to cause substantial improvement in his soul attacks, allowing him to use it flawlessly during battles. Emperor God Zhu Xian, you can have the pearl back. Jian Wushuang tossed the pearl back to him. Emperor God Zhu Xian received it, but remained shocked. Sword Emperor, have you inherited the entire skill? Yes, Jian Wushuang nodded. How is that possible? Emperor God Zhu Xian could not believe it. When I first started learning, it took me almost a month for the Golden Light scripture alone. The Foggy Light took me 3 years, and up till now, I have yet to master the Nether Light. But Sword Emperor, you did everything within an hour? HNGH, how can you compare yourself to the Sword Emperor? Red Dragon Emperor looked at Emperor God Zhu Xian. He laughed awkwardly, but deep down he was impressed. He is indeed the recognized genius of the eternal chaotic world. Emperor God Zhu Xian raised his head. Sword Emperor, although you have obtained the complete secret skills, they all need constant practicing for them to get stronger. I do not know much on Netherlight, but the other 2 can be split into 4 levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and master. Each level will improve the secret skills abilities greatly. Chapter 2115 Unhindered for Levels. Jian Wushuang gently nodded. Thanks for letting me know. With the secret skill in our hands, Sword Emperor and I shall take our leave. Remember, Zhu Xian, never tell anyone about this incident. We never visited you. Understood? Red Dragon King instructed. Understood. Jian Wushuang and the Red Dragon King left after a moment's notice. Only after they had left did Emperor God Zhu Xian start to relax. His eyes were still gleaming with light. A spot in the palace. I actually did it. Emperor God Zhu Xian's excitement could not be contained. Before all of that, he could never have imagined entering the palace. But Jian Wushuang's appearance had given him a glimpse of hope. Even with that, he did not have high hopes the Sanctuary Alliance would actually allocate him a seat. In the end, all thanks to the Sword Emperor. It was rumored that this Sword Emperor slaughtered mercilessly during his conquests. Even during the lineage of Star Battle, he took down more than 100 almighties. But looking at him now, he's a nicer person than I had imagined. A good negotiator, too. Emperor God Zhu Xian fumbled for a while before making his decision. The palace is my last hope. I will make the best of it. Within the Red Dragon Sanctuary. Thank you for helping me out, Red Dragon King. Jian Wushuang smiled. Not a problem. You are most welcome to visit whenever you are free, Red Dragon King replied. Haha, sure. Jian Wushuang nodded before taking his leave. Jian Wushuang returned to the Green Fire world and started analyzing the 3 Divine Lights secret skill. There was still a period of time before the Heaven Repairing Palace would be activated. Naturally, he would try to cultivate while he could. 20 years passed. Within those 20 years, the 12 seats for the palace were selected. It was about time to activate the palace. 3 Emperor's World, within the Dark Void. Once there were 3 thrones within the void. Now there were 4. Besides Lung Rushue, Kaiser Blood, and Demon King Chinyu, a new red-robed elder sat in the new throne. His hair and brows were all flaming red. He was a ball of fire. His flames felt as if they had burned through eras. Through the eras, the fire had shown no traces of extinguishment, but rather it grew to be more intense. He was Lord Fun, oldest amongst the three emperors' world, and a third-stage great emperor. He sat beside Lung Rushua, his aura pressing down upon Demon King Chunyu. Demon King Chun, yes, face darkened. Old Fun, we've been friends for years. Is there a need for this? HNGH, I just wanted to see how much you've improved. So many years, nothing. Not unexpected. Lord Fun snorted. Asshole, who do you think I am? My powers have long reached their limits since the ancient era. Am restricted under these heavens. You should know this, right? Demon King Chun, you replied. Oh, I forgot. Lord Fun laughed, with a tinge of sarcasm in his tone. Stop it, the both of you. Kaiser Blood at the front finally opened his mouth. Lord Fun raised his eyebrow and stopped talking. Lord Fun, you were severely injured during your previous fight with Emperor Bai. After all these years, you should know him best, Kaiser Blood said. Emperor Bai. Lord Fen's face darkened. He had a grudge. His power doesn't mean much back in our era, but now, terrifying would be an understatement. That battle with him, I was suppressed completely based on the first era divisions. I'm close to pinnacle third stage levels, but I know for sure that if I were to fight him now, I wouldn't stand a chance. Kaiser Blood's pupils widened. It's how he cultivated himself. He learned inverse cultivation, completely different from what I learned. In this era, under the restrictions of these heavens, I can only utilize peak chaotic realm powers. But Emperor Bai, he had no restrictions. When I fought him, I could feel it. His foundation powers were already beyond chaotic realm powers. After pausing, Lord Fun continued, he already has the advantage based on pure strength, along with the rules of order and secret skills he has learnt. Combine that together, and you get an expert so strong almost no one from the first era can hope to surpass him. Such fighting power makes him invincible in this era. No offense, Kaiser Blood, but even though your rules of order are better than his under the restraints we are placed under, I'm afraid you are not his match. Kaiser Blood's eyes went even more bloodshot, meaning to say, I have underestimated this Emperor Bai. His smile was ice cold, sharp like a blade. Inverse cultivation? Who created this system? How could it be so powerful as to ignore the restrictions these heavens have placed upon us? I'm not sure. Lord Fun shook his head. According to what I know, Emperor Bai was the first inverse cultivator. There have been others after him, but their achievements were limited. None of them reached chaotic realm powers. As Lord Fun finished, Lung Rushua responded, now, there's a second one, Jian Wu Shuang. His inverse cultivation is now at chaotic realm powers, next to Emperor Bai. Chapter 21, 16 Day of Activation. Oh, Lord Fun frowned. He had not exposed himself to the outside world for many years. It was natural he had not heard of the name Jian Wu Shuang. Kaiser Blood started mumbling. To recreate a cultivation system that goes against natural law, it was definitely not done by experts from this era. If anyone had the skills to this, it must have been a super expert from my era, the strong few. But who did it, and why did he create this? I do not know. Lord Fun and Demon King Chun, you felt quiet upon hearing that. They may have been impressive in the current era, but place them in the ancient era amongst the few super experts of that time. They were nothing more than ants easily squashed. If they ever encountered such an expert in their lifetimes, they would all need to get down on their knees. Enough of this. I just received news from the Archilon Palace. The Sanctuary Alliance intends to activate the Heaven Repairing Palace once again. They want to increase their Great Emperor numbers before the fight. Kaiser Blood said, Great Emperor levels are the best this era can reach. We have made preparations for so many years, but we still do not have enough Great Emperors. Along with the various mistakes we made previously, we no longer have an advantage against them. Our fighting power is almost equal to theirs as of now, but if they gain a few more great emperors, Kaiser Blood looked at Demon King Chunyu. Demon King Chun, yes, face darkened. He knew the advantage the three emperors' world had been lost by the Archilon Palace under his lead. He had infiltrated both human and special tribes from the Archilon Palace for so many years, but he had lost everything in moments. Years of effort, gone. Relax, the heaven-repairing palace lies within the ancient mystery land. We have laid our traps over there for so many years. With me in charge this time, I guarantee there will be no more mistakes. But that Emperor by Demon King Chinyu frowned. Recalling the previous fight with him, he knew he was not his opponent. If Emperor Bai were to appear, he would not stand a chance. I'll pressure Emperor Bai on my side. Giving him no time to clone himself, Kaiser Blood said, "That'll do. As long as Emperor Bai doesn't appear, no one in the Sanctuary Alliance can stop me. I'll kill all that enter the heaven-repairing palace. And maybe a great emperor or two," Demon King Chunyu said. Kaiser Blood and Lord Fin looked at one another and nodded. Indeed, regardless of Sanctuary Alliance or Special Tribes Alliance, Emperor Bai was the only terrifying person around. No one else was a third-stage great emperor. As long as Emperor Bai did not surface, Demon King Chen, you could crush anyone who stood in his way. Another thing, Demon King Chen, you said. We brought back some experts from the Sky-Swallowing clan from the Special Tribes domain. Ba Su from that clan wishes to enter our land of opportunity and try to master some rules of order. Ba Su, Kaiser Blood squinted and said, Ba Su was not able to complete our mission, but he has the ability. As a pinnacle second-stage great emperor, he would be strongest within the three emperors' world, excluding us. If he can really master just a bit of rules of order and ascend to third-stage levels, that'll be good for us. His chances are slim, but he can try. Lord Fin nodded. In that case, well, let him try once. But before he goes in, preparations must be made, Kaiser Blood said. Of course, if he wants to enter, he'll have to listen to our orders from now on. Demon King Chinyu laughed. In the eternal chaotic world near Thunderbolt Island was a huge floating plateau. This piece of land was built by Sanctuary Alliance experts at a cost. The people that resided on the plateau were the experts from the Special Tribes Alliance. In a huge hall, Jian Wushuang sat there, watching over King Chinyu, Black Dragon Emperor, and in Quan. I'll leave the alliance matters to the three of you during my period of absence. Jian Wushuang said, Rest assured, Ancient Emperor, the Human Sanctuary Alliance is sincere. During this period of time, they have not clashed with us. Nothing will happen while you are at the palace, King Chen Xing said. Okay, Jian Wushuang nodded and left. At the void outside the plateau, Abysmal Saint Master had been waiting. Abysmal, you're making the rounds personally? Jian Wushuang laughed at him. Not just me, East Royals already waiting outside the heaven-repairing palace. Oh, Jian Wushuang was astonished. What can I say? The palace lies within ancient mystery land, not under Sanctuary Alliance control. Furthermore, this is important. East Royal, and I will guard the palace till you all leave, Abysmal Saint Master said. Jian Wushuang nodded. He knew that the Sanctuary Alliance dared not be reckless after spending much to activate the palace. They did not just send 2 great emperors to guard the palace, but placed multiple sealing formations at the ancient Mystery Land's entrances, with guards to protect them as well. This was to ensure no one from the 3 emperors' world would come to interfere. Furthermore, Emperor Bai personally deployed himself to the void outside the 3 emperors' world. If any experts were to come out, he would block them. The Sanctuary Alliance made their fair share of preparations. Let's go, Abysmal Saint Master said. Sure, Jian Wushuang replied. Using a wormhole, they arrived at one of the entrances. Jian Wushuang immediately discovered the multiple ceiling formations. Tight security. With that, the both of them stepped into the ancient mystery land. Chapter 21:17 Entering the Heaven-Repairing Palace. The ancient mystery land had been activated multiple times from the first era to the second. Now, the land remained permanently open. A huge ancient battlefield lay upon the land. Huge crowds of experts came during the early days of the eternal chaotic world. But as the green fire world expanded with their own superior ancient battlefields, not many people came back. I've heard of this ancient mystery land multiple times, but this is the first time I've been here. Jian Wushuang smiled. This land still holds many opportunities, but it's nothing compared to the battlefields in your hometown, Abysmal Saint Master said. Jian Wushuang smiled. Soon, both reached the palace. The heaven-repairing palace stood amongst piles of rubble. It looked like a dilapidated palace beyond repair, but there was more to it than met the eye. Many experts were already waiting outside the palace. In front stood East Royal Emperor, the other 11 experts, and more who were in charge of protecting the palace along with the East Royal Emperor. Jian Wushuang, Abysmal Saint Master, East Royal Emperor greeted them. Everyone's here, East Royal? Abysmal Saint Master asked. Yes, with the Sword Emperor's arrival, we can begin to activate the palace, East Royal Emperor said. Jian Wushuang nodded and looked towards the 11 people. Among those were Emperor God, Lu Guang, and Zhu Xian. Noticing Jian Wushuang's gaze, they immediately bowed. Jian Wushuang smiled and noticed Qian Mingzi. Elder Qian, how are you? Jian Wushuang smiled. Qian Mingzi was an expert under Purple Moon Emperor. They had once helped the lineage of stars against the 3 big alliances. You're too kind, Sword Emperor, Qian Mingzi respectfully replied. Besides the trio, Jian Wushuang recognized another person. This young man wore a white robe, his hair white as snow, his gaze as cold. Emperor God Tianling? Jian Wushuang was surprised. Emperor God Tianling, co-founder of the Soaring Heaven King Palace, was the strongest expert within the Star Extermination Alliance, back when he fought at the lineage of stars. His abilities were already pinnacle Emperor God at that time, and he was qualified to fight against the underworld god. After so many years, this Emperor God had yet to reach great Emperor levels, but amongst Emperor Gods, he was definitely the most qualified person for a seat in the palace, with the highest chances of actually reaching great Emperor. Emperor God Tianling sensed Jian Wushuang looking at him. His emotions were conflicting. Jian Wushuang back then had fought vigorously against him at the Soaring Heaven King Palace. They only decided to let down their grudges temporarily for the 3 Emperors World Battle. But the Jian Wushuang of today, he had grown so strong that he left Emperor God Tianling speechless. At the same time, he was glad this battle was about to emerge. Without it, Jian Wushuang would have long ago made his move against the Soaring Heaven King Palace, and he would not be able to do anything about it. Regardless, I must reach great Emperor levels after this. If not, when Jian Wushuang comes after me, the Soaring Heaven King Palace will go down without a fight. Emperor God Tianling clenched his fists. He was determined. What he did not know was that Jian Wushuang no longer cared so much about his rivalry against the Soaring Heaven King Palace. A small Soaring Heaven King Palace was no longer worth the time and effort needed to exact his revenge. Jian Wushuang's biggest enemy now is the 3 Emperors world. He could even put down his grudge against Abysmal Saint Master and become good friends with him. As long as the Soaring Heaven King Palace did their best, he would not come after them. Of course, if they were to make any sudden movements, he would not let it slide. His gaze shifted to another person. This person attracted Jian Wushuang more than anyone else. His aura was the strongest amongst the Emperor Gods, even more than Emperor God Tianling. Maybe as good as a normal great emperor. If I am not wrong, you are underworld god. Jian Wushuang asked the green-robed, normal-looking middle-aged man. Greetings, Sword Emperor. The man bowed humbly, but without much fear. I see. Jian Wushuang smiled. Rumor has it that you are the only emperor god around able to go against a great emperor. I guess they were right. In fact, you're probably stronger than that. If I were to put you against a great emperor, you could probably handle it, right? Hearing this, the underworld god smiled. He did not deny it, but he still humbly replied, "The rumors are not true. I can indeed go against great emperors as an emperor god, but am not the only one. With you, Sword Master, the unbelievable emperor god at that point of time, how could I claim this title alone?" Jian Wushuang laughed. He took a few more glances at the underworld god and emperor god Tianling. The rest he did not care for as much. Since everyone is here, let us activate the palace now. Jian Wushuang said. Understood. East Royal Emperor nodded and waved a few gestures towards the palace. A token was tossed into the palace. The dilapidated palace started to glow and began its restoration to its former glory. The doors soon opened. "You all can enter now," East Royal Emperor said. "Please guard us well. Both of you," Jian Wushuang said, and entered the palace first. The other 11 emperor gods followed, one by one.